There's a show in town, it's going down. Every week we're back on solid ground. Steel toe slipping, but we're gripping. Got the tea to spill, it's always flipping. From April's script to Aaron's glee. Oh, this drama's just a spree. Polydrama, legal trauma. Another win, oh, that's the karma. This little piggy went to YouTube. This little piggy's on Rumble now. This little piggy's begging for dollars. And this little piggy's breaking down loud. Every week we'll recap and flow. Tune in for this little piggy show. From revenge porn to felony, it's a circus, can't you see? The toe is bent, the goal is spent. His empire crumbles, all hell sent. April's playlist on repeat. Aaron's lies we can't defeat. The countdown's on, it won't take long to see this piggy squeal his song. This little piggy went to YouTube. This little piggy's on Rumble now. This little piggy's begging for dollars. And this little piggy's breaking down, wow. Every week we'll recap and flow. Tune in for this little piggy show. Oh, this little piggy ain't missing a thing. Just sit back, laugh, and watch the king.
Welcome to This Little Piggy, a weekly roundtable discussion about the Steel Toe Morning Show and its crooked cock-having host, Aaron Imholt. I'm Carl from Who Are These Podcasts. And skeleton crew today, we just have Patrick Melton from Nobody Likes Onions. What's up, Patrick?
Maybe we'll get out of here at a decent hour today.
No, I'm keeping you the whole time. We have so much to talk about. We have Doggate, Martini Doggate. Oh my gosh. Now he's showing him on streams. How gay is Patrick Melton? He's showing his dog on streams now.
I know.
I was messaging with you earlier today. We have a lot to get into, but I'm sure people have been following the drama of Aaron calling you out, taking a huge W this week for finding a photo of your dog dressed up as a martini. Mm-hmm. And it's incredible to me that it went from you being a child molester, something that I consider to be extremely heinous, to a guy who dresses up his dog and then goes on play dates in dog parks.
In between that, there was some accusations of copyright violations as well.
Right, yes.
We went from he fucks kids, he sexually assaulted my daughter.
Right, yes. I forgot about that. Yep.
To copyright issues to, did you see his dog that isn't his dog?
Oh my, we're going to play that video. We're definitely going to get to that because I have a lot of thoughts. I don't know if I can be friends with you anymore after seeing the evidence that Aaron.
Understandable. I found out you only have 157 subscribers on your main account. I found out a lot of things about you this week that I'm questioning.
What was that? Chad thought he had a real scoop today. He's like, this is his main account. This is it right here. I haven't updated in 3 years. This is his account. He's trying to get all the eyeballs
pretty
on.
Active on it. He's pretty active on it.
The one I've never promoted one time on any show. That's the one. I want to talk about Chad with you real quick since you brought that up, because this latest lie is so bizarre. I talked about it yesterday on WATS with Blind Mike, but
what's the latest lie? You got to fill me in.
Yeah, no, I'll play the clip. Dude, you know the rule around here. We play the fucking clip.
God damn it. Sorry about the abrupt ending. I gotta go. Sorry. I'll talk to you tomorrow about it. Bye. Sorry for the abrupt ending to my show. I felt like I needed to come on here and explain what happened. There were 5 cops at my door. And they said that they got reports that there were drugs and guns in my house.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, swatting is a real thing. A lot of my friends have been swatted, and police will show up at a house if they're concerned something is happening. But no police officer would show up being told there's drugs and guns unless they had a search warrant. Because otherwise, what are you going to do? Like, hey, are there drugs and guns in there? No, there aren't. Okay, have a good day, sir.
The exigent circumstances that usually make a SWAT necessary is someone's in danger. Right. It's usually like, this guy's threatening his wife. This guy's going to hurt his children. That's when the police get involved. Like, there's a million houses with guns and drugs.
Most, I would imagine, like where he lives, most, yes.
Also, one of those things is not illegal. Hey, there's a guy with guns.
Right. Cool.
Yeah, it's Florida.
Right.
Like,
I would hope so. Yes.
So yeah, I like that, and I also like that. I think it was on MLC. He went on to say, "Dude, this happens every week, and I just don't mention it. And the cops know that I'm a streamer, and they know that these are fake, and they know this happens all the time, and they know it's not real. But is that why they would bring 5 officers to the door if they know, like, this address gets reported all the time? This is a routine thing. This guy's a streamer. Would they send 5 officers?"
Also, the fact that he is trying to pretend now that this is just his lifestyle, and he doesn't like to bring it up because he doesn't want to feed that sort of thing. Remember when he was getting coleslaw delivered and he wouldn't shut up about it?
Right. Well, the thing about Chad and Aaron is if they have proof, they show it.
Right.
They're one of those, like, they can't stop holding things up to the camera if they have them. Aaron was bragging about how he's going to send out stickers to people. And he's like, I already put stamps on the envelope. He gets it and shows it.
Right.
If it's not real, they don't show it. And when you demand they show it for proof, they go, I'm not doing that. I'm not jumping through your hoops. It's like, well, if you had a hoop, you would jump through it 100%.
So I was checking out Chad today just to see how he would spin this on his show today. And what he said was, obviously, it wasn't a lie, because if he was going to lie, he would have made up a much more interesting story about the police coming to his house, which is a weird way to think. You're like, yeah, my lie was boring, which proves it's not a lie. No, it just means you're not very creative.
And then he said he knew they were there because he mounted a camera on the outside of his house, and we all had a good laugh about the word house and his.
Yeah.
But like, I remember when he was like, Melton's such a pussy, he has cameras outside of his house. It's like, hold on, but first of all, I don't believe you have a camera. I think you're the kind of guy who, if you had a camera, you'd constantly be showing us footage or live stream from the camera, like Perry Caravello.
Right.
Like, but I just love how he's like Aaron. It's like, whatever suits me in the moment or today, that's what I'm going to say. Aaron accused me this week of denying that it was my dog and being a pussy. And then he said Melton confirmed it's his dog. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I can't even.
You're all over the place with this.
Yeah, I know.
It's ridiculous. You got to get your story straight, buddy.
I know. I'm trying to get
honestly, any piece of equipment that Chad owns, he will show you.
Right.
His Roadcaster, he can't wait to show off his Roadcaster.
He's lifting up a road. By the way, the Roadcaster's been missing for weeks.
He says he's going to get back Wednesday. That's the update.
He only uses the Roadcaster as a glorified soundboard. It's wild.
It's the only thing he uses it for, yes. To change his voice.
The show sounds the same. He clearly has a USB interface for his microphone.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what's the Roadcaster for? It's like, well, there's 8 buttons on it. And I can put sound.
The Roadcaster's for this. Right. Obviously.
Or this.
Yes, he loves to do that one too. Or he loves his little sound effects, his little drops that he has. And I don't even have a Roadcaster that I can pull that off. Isn't that amazing?
I don't know how you do it. I don't know
I'll
how
never
you
tell.
I'll never let anybody know there's software you can get.
You don't need to buy an $800 Roadcaster. No, you just want to hit buttons on it.
$800 iPad.
That too, yes. All right. We got to get on track here. This isn't the Chad's Cucks show, obviously.
I just think they're merging into the same person. After a while, you can be talking about either one of them.
Yeah, because they share similar narratives, especially about you.
Yeah.
It's amazing how I hear Chad say the exact same thing that Aaron said. And of course, Aaron is in love with Chad. He has been for going on a year now or so, talking about how they're both radio guys, so they get it. And everyone else in the Dabbleverse doesn't get it because they're not radio guys. Is Chad a radio guy?
I said it before, but like, I think both of them lucked into a radio gig.
Yes.
And it's like, again, they didn't have a life plan. I was talking about this week when Chad makes fun of me for giving up comedy. And it's like, yeah, I'm 40 and I realize I'm not going to like play arenas. I'm just being real. Like, first of all, making it to that level is very difficult. And I've never been one for really trying hard anyway, but like,
right.
at some point you have to look at your watch and go, the sun's setting. I'd like to retire. I'd like to have a good life. I'd like to have things in my life.
You should follow Ray DeVito's path and just continue to middle
one day
across the Northeast.
Yes, NPR
well
and Jimmy Fallon are gonna. And again, the funny thing about that is, like, what does he think would happen if he was on Jimmy Fallon and NPR on the same day? The next day, he'd still be driving 7 hours to a gig for $200. Like, these people think like it's like Carson back in the 80s, where your phone's going to ring off the hook. People, managers are going to be fighting over you. Your calendar is going to fill up. What's going to happen? But yeah, I think they're both radio guys. They lucked into radio. They didn't have any other plan. And now, because they've been doing it for so long, I likened it to like riding a bicycle. Like when you learn how to ride a bike and you don't know how to stop. You ever see like a kid on a bike? Like they just have to keep going to stay up, because that's why Aaron wakes up at 5 a.m. to do a show. It's like muscle memory. That's why Chad keeps doing 6 gigs a year. It's like, what would I do if I stopped doing that? I don't have any other value anywhere. So Aaron has to be a radio guy. Chad has to be a comedian, because if they stopped being those things, what would they be?
Well, I don't know if you heard this, but apparently Chad is applying for positions on the radio to get another radio gig. And he's doing it because Anthony got a job on WABC. So he thought it'd be a funny goof to get a radio gig. Pretty funny joke.
Does he know that Opie thought it'd be a funny goof to get a radio gig and can't?
Yep.
So Chad thinks he's going to get one?
I mean, his experience is third mic on an afternoon drive Cleveland show 12 years ago.
Right. That's the other thing too, is he doesn't realize he wasn't a main character.
No, they let him go and the show was fine.
He's the guy driving the van around with bumper stickers on the prize patrol. He's the guy they literally had arm wrestle a woman for a bit. Mm-hmm. He's the guy they send out to do stunts and pranks because he's an idiot. And he's your friend who you're like, jump off the roof into the pool, and he'll do it before he thinks.
Yep.
He's that guy. And he doesn't he thinks he like ran that show.
He was replaced by a guy who was he might still be on the show now. He was at least did like a 10-year run after Chad left. Like they didn't miss a beat.
Yep. But he still clowns on him. I still own Maxwell in the morning. I still own all those guys. They're terrified of me. It's like they don't think about Chad. I promise.
That's a thing that Chad and Stuttering John have in common, where it's like, yeah, you were a bit part on a show that was popular to whatever audience, but it soldiered on without you. In fact, in some ways, things got better. I know for a fact Howard Stern went to satellite and got better. And, the early Artie years that will never be duplicated again.
Aaron's ratings, they got better when he left.
Right.
But he was number one.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So this is from this morning, the Rumble Friday show, and Aaron's just feeling his feels this week. He's up another perfect week, fourth perfect week in a row. We'll talk all about that. We have a lot to get to on that front, but Aaron's feeling very victorious. He got over on you today pretty good. Mm-hmm. So he's loving it.
I watched this morning. The energy of this is panic. Like, I realize he's owning me in the video. I realize he's won. But just as you're watching this, capture the energy of this liar as he's literally spiraling himself. It's a frenzy is all I can describe it as. It's nuts.
Well, I wasn't going to show the dog stuff yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm going to get to that in a minute.
But all of it. I mean,
but this is right. Yeah, this is right before that.
He's manic.
Yeah, this is right before that.
Why did they come to me to die? And then Stalin 19 made a clip yesterday that made their fucking head spin. I got a text from another YouTube creator that said, that's fucking hilarious. That clip is really hilarious. And he's like, you can tell how hilarious it is based on the amount of seething that's in the comment section. Yeah, I love that because our audience doesn't even watch those clips. Our audience is like, I have a fucking life. I don't care about this gay shit.
Does he talk to all of them? How did he know that?
Also, if you go on Reddit, the Steel Toe Boring Show Reddit, there's a million accounts of Aaron deleting. Aaron deletes comments left and right.
Yep.
There's a guy on there currently who said, like, I've left the same comment 10 times and he deletes it within seconds.
Yep. And it always starts with, hey, I guess you deleted my last comment. All I was trying to say was.
I don't delete comments at all. People accuse me of deleting comments. There is a weird YouTube thing where like comments show up and don't show up. Like you can literally refresh and watch comments disappear. But also like every week or so I'll go into, they do hold comments. They like flag comments and don't publish them.
Sure.
Especially if you mention that pedophilia or like suicide or like things like that, it's it gets flagged automatically, and people conflate that with like deleting. They'll be in an argument with Herron back and forth, and then Herron will just go through and delete the whole thread. And you can tell this by, if you go look at his shows, he's the only show that'll have 8,000 views and 7 comments and 40 thumbs up.
Right.
It's like, it doesn't match the metrics of anything else in this universe. And he'd be getting more hate comments. So he has to be deleting comments. Like, it's just.
But that's interesting because I've been told that he likes to go outside and touch grass. And he's got this life outside of the internet. If he's going on, because he does 2 shows a day, 6 hours, 7, 8 hours of content a day, I would imagine it would take a lot of time to go in and delete the comments that you don't like, almost like he's spending his life on the internet.
Yeah, I don't know. And again, like, if it really doesn't bug you, you don't delete them. A view's a view, hate view, like view, a comment's a comment, a thumbs up is a thumbs down. They both probably do the same thing on the back end. It's an interaction.
Yep.
And it's just retarded to delete it. I like to let people fight it out. Somebody will call me an idiot. Somebody will come to my rescue. Somebody will call that guy an idiot. Like, let it go. Then you get 7 comments on your video. What are you doing?
I will make a confession. I read a very small percentage of the comments that end up on my videos. I just don't, it's not a priority.
I read every fucking one.
Do you really?
Well, look, some of them are long, so I don't necessarily read them, but I thumbs up them all and heart every fucking I do that manually on every comment.
Shut the fuck up. Do you really?
Swear to God. It'll be on the toilet or when I'm driving. When I don't have to pay
While
attention.
I'm driving.
I have a Tesla.
I know. I've heard.
But because I'm the one making them do it, I kind of enjoy it.
So he says that he was contacted by another YouTube creator who was like, whoa, dude, that Stalin clip. Wow, man, that was nuts. Everyone's seething. And he goes, yeah, I know. So I looked up this Stalin clip that he's referring to. Thought we could watch that, put a little context.
I don't even know what he's talking
about.
Well,
right, because he never puts any context to anything. If you were, he claims that the Toe Boys, all of his fans and viewers, just watch his show. They don't care about the clips. They don't watch NLO. They don't watch This Little Piggy. And so if you're a viewer of the show, it's endlessly frustrating because he goes, oh my gosh. And then this guy did this thing and it made me look so good. Right. I just feel good about it. Like, what? Play something. Explain some context here. Never does.
I'm just glad he's over all the drama. He's moved on to being a
Remember
pro show that doesn't cover like his old life anymore. He doesn't cover
the Toe Boys don't
YouTuber.
care about the drama stuff. They just want my hot take on Megyn Kelly. I got to get right into that.
40 minutes yelling at hobo chili recipe if he says something he doesn't like. But this is a pro show.
JH says, Aaron, did you see Rekieta lie about you on Camelot's birthday stream last night? Was his mouth moving? Then yes, he was probably lying.
So the answer is no, you didn't see it. Because I watched Nick on Camelot's stream and he talked about the fact that Aaron challenged Nick to a boxing match.
Right.
He said, yeah, I was going to box Aaron in Las Vegas because he challenged me and 4 other guys to a boxing match, but the stipulation was I had to be there. So yeah, I'm going to be in Vegas, and we all accepted. And then Aaron found excuses.
Sport, and then we all did that.
Everyone said, yep, no problem.
And then Aaron came and said, they all backed out, pussies.
And then Aaron lied and said that we were the ones who backed out and didn't do the fight. So that's what Nick was talking about on Camelot's stream. So someone goes, oh, did you see what Nick said on Camelot? And he didn't. But
see Rekieta lie about you on Camelot's birthday stream last night. Was his mouth moving? Then yes, he was probably lying. Look, the man is in a hell of his own making. Let him live there. The man's in a hell of his own making. Let him live there. He's now on the Stuttering John Glory Days angle.
That's such a fucking statement from him. And I was talking about it this week too. Like, this man lives in his own prison.
Yes.
Talk about a prison of your own making. Someone on my Discord, I think, was talking about this, but like, he's the only one who feels it when he doesn't miss a goal.
Yep.
He acts like the audience is upset, or when he makes a goal, how he gets ecstatic and fist pumps and suck my dick and all that stuff. But he's the only one having either one of those reactions, either way. this whole construct of the goal and what it means to him and missing it is only fucking with his psyche.
I have a clip that I hope we get to on this show because there's a lot to talk about, but it was from Thursday's show. And when he finally does hit the goal, he's like, oh, all the Onion guys are going to hate this. Yeah, in your face, take it. It's like, has anyone ever been upset that he hit a goal?
Right.
In his mind, he's playing this sport that we're all competing, and he's winning, and he can't stop winning, and nobody else is even playing the game with him.
Exactly. Like there's not a race. And by the way, if there was, you wouldn't like to see the scoreboard.
No.
But like he does this thing where he has to overreact and rub it in, and it lets you know what he's thinking. Like no one will have said Patrick or onions for an hour, and just out of nowhere he'll be like sticking it to the onions, and it's like, whoa, where did that come from? Because it's in his head. It's always nagging him in the back of the head. What's Patrick going to say? What are the Onions going to say? What are the Clippers going to do? This is going to be bad. This is going to look bad. I can't take an L.
You brought it up on your show this week where he's the only one obsessed with his numbers to the point where he starts every episode talking about how much money they made yesterday and how much money they're going to make tonight and how much money they made last night and how many weeks in a row he's hit this goal or that goal. And it's constantly talking about views and viewership. It's a weird life to live. That's the first thing out of the gate of your show. You need to talk about the fact that you made, well, we missed by 65, but then Nick's hot milk gave me 65 and a PayPal afterwards. So now we're good. It's like, no one was worried about it. None of us care.
Yeah, there's no, I don't know. I don't know if he's trying to liken it to the thing like old time radio hosts used to do where they tell you who's listening, like, broadcasting up and down the eastern seaboard and all the ships at sea. It's like, okay, that was like a thing. He does this thing where he comes on every day and has to tell us his numbers. Like, dude, we got 900 watching, 1400 on a good day,
right?
700 on a bad day. And then he said the thing this week about Rumble contacting him, or I guess it was last week, like Rumble got in touch and let me know my numbers. It's like, okay.
They're very interested in going into business with me. They say, Toe, you're killing it. You got 1,100 people watching consistently, sometimes 1,400 people. Do you imagine an email like that coming from a platform?
Yeah. And they told him he could make hundreds of dollars, that he tried Rumble Studio for 30 minutes, didn't get any ad reads, and then shut her down.
Maybe next time.
Did he do it today? Did he do Rumble?
Not that I saw, no.
Studio today?
I didn't see him do
I
Rumble
thought it was going to be great.
He might have, though. I didn't watch the whole show today.
The Rumble execs must be pissed off that he's not using it. Like,
there's probably a board meeting going on right now. It's like, God damn it, it's Friday. We're supposed to get out of work, but now I got to have this stupid meeting because Aaron won't play ball.
We based our entire Q1 projections on Aaron Imholt using this Rumble.
The boss is not going to be happy about this.
It's gonna be what's it going to take to put you in Rumble Studio today?
Somebody wrote to me and said, Nick said he used to make more in a month than you made in a year. And to quote our truth, used to is a rooster in Brewster. What you done for me lately? Cry, get sad, cry.
Okay, so this is what he's going to go into right here. This is the lowest level of calling somebody out. I've seen Stuttering John do this. I've seen Chad do this, where now they recreate somebody else's mood or response or emotions. And that's just as real as it really happening, even though there's no clip of this. I mean, I don't watch everything Nick does. Maybe he is crying and
look. Yeah, maybe if Nick used to make $100K a month, which is believable.
He did. Yeah, he did very well. Yes.
And then all this happens. Your whole private life blows up. You get arrested. Your children are held over your head as a threat in legal proceedings. All this stuff happens. If there's ever been a time to cry, I'll allow it. I'm not one of these guys like men should never cry or whatever. Like shit gets dark sometimes, and that's a lot to have to deal with at once. Talking about loss of income, suffering of this YouTube channel, arrests, family grievances, stuff put out in public. If Nick cried, okay, Nick cried. We know for a fact that when Aaron had his Twitch channel suspended, April had to literally console him crying. She said it. She said, I'm getting sick of holding him while he cries. So, like, we don't know if Nick cried. But again, if he did, fair play. I'm not judging. We know Aaron cried when he lost his Twitch channel. On stream, we watched Aaron put his head on April's shoulder and her there him.
That's amazing. So, but this is beyond that. This isn't like, oh, woe is me, I fucked up. Listen to how he's recreating this.
Done for me lately. Cry, get sad. Cry, get sad. Cry, get sad. Miss Aaron's penis, get sad. Cry, get sad. Miss Aaron's penis, yell about Aaron. Aaron, love Aaron, hate Aaron, love Aaron, hate him. Cry, get sad. I would go back to streaming. I would start streaming again, but I'm so sad. And not sad that he's a up who destroyed everyone around him.
He's watching every NLO. He says he doesn't watch anything, but in between Matt telling us that he walked in one day on them all gathered around watching NLO and him telling us that him and Slam Piece get popcorn and watch YouTube shows at night. Like, but he's quoting little niche thing. If you know my show, it's all over the place. And you have to, like, even for one topic, you'd have to watch for 2 hours to get it all because we go off on different directions. This was a split second moment of Nick on the phone saying, I didn't stream because I was sad. Nobody wants to watch me sulk and be depressed and sad. And fair enough. But he watched that. He says he doesn't watch anything.
Oh, yeah. Now he's recreating this. And this is what everyone sees. Remember, I set this up. He came on this morning and said, people watch this Stalin clip. I'm getting notes from other YouTube creators. Everyone's seething over this. I clown them so good.
He's not sad about what Hurricane Nick did to everyone in his life to humiliate them, except the one that got away, and that's what's bothering him. But he's just sad in general. He's sad that everyone picked on him. He's sad that cops picked on him.
It's another lie that's not holding the test of time. So, like, while Nick was facing charges and all this stuff was up in the air, he did this excuse, which everyone on earth understood why Nick wasn't talking, but he did this thing like, why won't Nick come forward and admit what he did? It's like, because the state's trying to prove that right now. So now that it's kind of over, we've heard Nick on several shows, including my own, come out and say, I took full responsibility for all of it. This was my thing. He's saying, like, the state tried to fuck me on this and this and this, but both things can be true. As far as we know, Kayla got no charges. April got no charges. He seems to have stood up.
Correct.
And by the way, and he comes on the show and admits he had cocaine. He admits he had this tool chest. He's admitting that.
Kind of brags about it, if I'm being honest. He's not just
cool,
admitting
man.
it. He's talking about how rad his lifestyle was for a while there.
So, like, it's this argument doesn't hold up anymore, but he doesn't let go of this thread that Nick doesn't show any remorse. Nick doesn't show any. It's like, well, no, he kind of is now. He kind of is taking responsibility for it all.
And also, that's a very private matter between him and his family and his wife, that he's owning up to this and making changes so that things like this don't happen again in the future. I don't need him to stream what he said to his wife.
I don't give a fuck about their relationship.
I don't care about
They
that.
might be getting divorced. They might be staying together. What does it matter to me? Like, I don't.
Right.
The only person who cares. This is, again, like Chad. They need other people to fall and do badly, and they think somehow that makes them good. Chad, everyone else could suck and get arrested or lose their YouTube or whatever, and it wouldn't make you talented or good. I don't understand this dichotomy that they all build where it's like,
I think I kind of understand it. You're spot on with that analysis. But when Chad was super drunk and did that drunken stream that we all pulled clips of and did shows about and was very popular content for everyone.
More specific.
Or when Chad did the, black eye thing and cried about the Kumia's fans beating him up or any of these things. He sees that and he goes, oh my gosh, all these other people are getting content from this and are getting points off of me, or however he equates that in his head. And he thinks that the same thing will happen in reverse. And just no one else is humiliating themselves to that degree that works that way. It's not like, oh, Carl was drunk on a stream and now everyone's watching Chad Zumach. It's just not how that would ever come to be. By the way, I want to give a quick call out to my boy Pony Power 2. Oh my gosh, am I getting that wrong? He makes a lot of the 3D printed things that we have on the show. I just sent a video to Nick. This is a
Baldo?
Nick Rekieta Baldo. It's got the Rekieta name on the back. I don't know how Baldos work. I've never used one myself. This looks like it would be painful for everyone involved. But it's interesting. It's kind of squishy.
So isn't it crazy that somebody came up with this, created it, and shipped it to you faster than Aaron M. Holt can get his merch out?
I didn't even ask for it. And it just showed up in my P.O. box. Who are these.com if you want to get my address and send us drugs and hot sauce and cool stuff.
Aaron admitted this week that his month and a half old store, nobody's gotten their merch yet, and he doesn't know why, and it's all stuck in the printing phase.
I have that in my notes. You talked about this on NLO this week, but he literally said, okay, here's the deal, guys. If you ordered something and you didn't get it, send me a note with the information, and then I'll get it printed, and then I'll send it out to you. It's just like, what kind of archaic system is this to get merchandise?
You just made your already shitty store process worse.
Way worse.
First, you got to go order it from a website, then email me and I'll order it. It's like before it was just email you and you order it. Now there's another step.
Even back when we had catalogs, that was easier than what he's describing.
Right.
I got to get a screenshot of the thing I ordered and prove I didn't get it and send it to him.
12 shirts that you want, and then you tape a penny to a postcard.
And then after that, shirts are $40 a pop, but cancel anytime. Moody, this episode could have been a phone call. Fuck you, Moody. Oh, what do you got? A busy, important job in California?
He's so mad because he's in Riverside and he's just sitting there for a week. And if you know Riverside, it's just suburbs and commercial buildings. He's so bored. He says it's such a shithole.
Yeah, I bet he's seething right now. That's what I think Moody's doing.
We just made his head spin.
Guys, thank you for the support. This is supertip.gg/WATP. I like the Piggy intro song. Dare I say, it's a hell of a toe jam. I like
toe
it.
jam.
Toe jam. KJ, my girl, coming in with $100.
Wow.
Yay, super chats.
Thank you, KJ. $100 says, the week the phrase bent button kickstand entered my universe, I hate the toe. Yeah, apparently, I didn't even realize this. Now, I was off last week, as many of you know and we're happy about. I didn't realize that you guys spent hours talking about Aaron's penis. I just heard that from Aaron, so I assume it's true.
We got together to explicitly talk about his penis and accidentally hit record or go live.
Oh, shit, how embarrassing.
I know.
How embarraing for you guys. Did you leave it up online too?
Accidentally.
Oh, fuck. You should. Oh, man.
It's too late now. The internet.
Well, yeah, right. What a fucking idiot. These guys are talking about my dick for hours. Like, all right, well, that's probably not true. No one's going to believe that. So thorough Joe Burrow with $5 says, not only does Aaron delete his own comments, he reports negative comments in the Clippers videos about him. Report this titty.
What? I didn't know you could do that. I didn't even know you could report comments.
Yeah, is that? I don't even know how that works. So I don't report stuff. But big if true, So Thorough Joe Burrow is killing it with his clips. I have a couple on my notes here. Hopefully we'll get to.
Just a little sound effects.
Yeah, he adds just little elements to just make it even more interesting. I love his stuff. But that's crazy if he's reporting the Clippers videos. Because like you said, he's watching it all.
Yeah.
He is watching everything. Even the fact that he brings up the next morning, oh, Stalin 19 put up a clip. Everyone's saying they're seething over it. It's so great.
One of the funniest things.
I don't know what the future hold for me, Aaron M. Holta, but I know this. It's going to involve copious amounts of semen. The toe wins. The toe always wins. God, I miss Nick.
Sorry. Someone was making fun of me in my Discord for interrupting things with the super tip, and there it is.
When you hit play, they're coming, and sometimes it takes a second. One of the funniest narratives of the past year is him saying that he loves the Clippers. He loves not having to clip anymore. They do all the work for him.
Yep.
It promotes the show. He loves it. And then again, tell me that Slam Piece isn't like getting in his ear, like, because he's not this smart. We've never seen him use this much logic to fixing his show. The things that he's done to his show since Slam Piece came along are not his ideas, because he's never had these ideas before. And he's done more to improve his show and fix it up. So him going, oh, they're not clipping the stuff I want them to clip. Like, they missed my whole Joy Reid segment. They missed my whole, it's like, nobody missed it. Nobody missed it.
Yeah, no, they're clipping the parts that people will want to watch when they see there's a new steel toe clip. But just to back up real quick to your point, because this is one of the things that Aaron has accused me of. Me. His buddy Carl.
Can you imagine?
I know. Can you imagine? It's crazy. He accused me of saying that, this vast conspiracy Slam Piece is his programming director. But let's remember what Aaron used to do to figure out the format of his show. He'd ask the audience. Every single time, there was never a decision he made. He's like, well, what should we do today, guys? We could do this thing, or we could do that thing, or maybe there's another thing that we could be doing. You tell me. I don't know.
But he has a pro show that's planned out.
Right.
Although, again, like, somebody will send him a link on a Wednesday, and like that link will be the first. Like, one of the shows I covered this week was him with this Demolition Ranch guy. It was 40 minutes of the show, and it was he was like, I don't really know who this is or whatever. And then 40 minutes later, he'd played clips of him, and it's just like, hold on, would you shelve all your awesome prep? I don't understand. And then Chad does this too, even today, just like, you guys think I should do more afternoon shows?
Right.
Like, why don't you make a fucking decision? Why don't you just
the audience is the audience for a reason. They're not the programmers of the show. They're not going to tell you what's going to make that a good show. You have to show them what it is.
And the minute you put up a poll, like, should I do mornings or afternoons? It's like, oh, did half pick one and half pick the other? Now what? Now what do you got? Now you have to be a man and pick one. Like, just do it.
Naturally negative 20. Hey, that's my catchphrase. Naturally negative $20 says, what is up, Skibbity Rizzlers? Oh, I was here. I did it right, and Moody's not even here.
You did.
God damn it. If Chad claims to have $20 in his wallet, but he doesn't show it, does the 20 exist? No, Chad would show $20. I've seen him do it.
Right.
If Chad has a few 20s laying around, he will show the camera.
He's the guy that fans out a bunch of ones and makes sure you don't miss any of them. Like, there's a couple more there.
John Spencer, Chad was very popular co-host. Carl, I live here. And did the show's ratings tank after he left, or they were fine?
Was Chad a big co-host for WATP?
Not for WATP. I think he's talking about, God damn, what's the name of that show in Cleveland he was on?
Oh, sorry.
I forget.
Exactly.
Aaron Pigtail Peener. Cowgirl bikinis. Oh, do you know Spanish at all?
Cowgirl bikini is more gay than Patrick's dog.
Oh,
the cowgirl bikini is more gay than Patrick's dog.
That might be true. Nick's Hot Milk. You need something, Carl? I heard my name. I did say that. I don't even think that was the name of the person who gave the $65, but it was close to that. It was similar. It's amazing. I just made something up, and it's the guys in the chat.
He has chatters called like Milkman Nick.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, Milkman Nick. That's what it is.
He delivers the white. It's like, and he'll read it like they're a fan, like Milkman Nick with $1. And it's like
April's missing orgasm with $5. Thank you very much.
But somebody said it this week on my show. They're right. Now that he takes these $1 Rumble rants, and you get to type a paragraph versus like YouTube, where you'd have to pay like $50 to type a paragraph. No one says with $1 more on their show than Aaron Imhole. He's constantly with $1, which means he's just pocketing 75 cents every time. It's like literally a jar full of quarters behind him while he does a show.
On Fridays, you could take 10 minutes of his show's time with $5.
Yeah.
For $5, he will watch every second of a 9-minute and 59-second video.
And then after every show, he goes down to Coinstar.
Right.
with all his quarters.
Bob doing a COVID test, $2, says Melton's making him feel gay.
He's trying to steal. He's trying to take that. Now, have you noticed?
Oh, yeah.
And people are saying nobody makes him feel like steal. It's like, are people saying that?
Dame Taft, I didn't know Moody was a sand. Right? You didn't. Herron of the Halfpenny, $7 Canadian says, if Moobs wasn't so lazy, he could have easily researched Spring and seen all the horrible reviews of their service. Guess that was too hard. Oh, yeah, he's using Teespring is what it used to be called.
What's wild about that store is he mentioned it 4 or 5 months ago. There was actually a show in like October where he's like, I'm going to get that store up tonight. I think I'm going to stay up tonight and burn the midnight oil and get this store up. But then he also followed that up with, I just need some design.
He doesn't have the old logo with the old URL across the bottom, like my sweatshirt.
But then months later, the store launches, and the only designs in it are Johnny's Exotic Meat Market and Save Gordy, which were both bits on the show from like the past week.
Yeah, it was like a couple days earlier.
So the store sat there for months with him not coming up with any ideas. And then, by the way, on that same show, he's like, I got some software that's going to help me make designs. So after this weekend, we're going to have some cool designs because I'm going to play around with that software. He's never played with that software. There's no new designs. Did he buy?
He's too busy deleting comments and reporting commenters on Clippers channels.
And touching grass and having cigars with the neighbor and laughing about Melton and boxing and coaching and exit interviews and
Yep. The exit interview. So now it's only going to be 2 to 4 more weeks before he's reinstated. Remember, it was going to be before the weekend.
48 hours. They were going to Sunday session, emergency Sunday session.
And since then, they've had to talk to a dozen of his colleagues, which is a pretty when you apply for a job that pays 6 figures, they'll call 2 to 4 references. And this is a pretty big decision by a company to make.
Right.
Because you're getting involved with, onboarding at first, it costs a lot of money. Yes. And if they don't work out, wow, is that an expensive endeavor? They'll make 2 to 4 calls for your references. This guy had to give up over a dozen references for Safe Sport to call on.
Yeah.
And then he had his own interview too.
If my YouTube channel got suspended, I'd be lucky if Carl would answer the phone.
Fuck off.
Witness.
Fuck off, nerd.
All that for an Olympic-sized swimming pool of blood.
Supertip.gg/WATP.
The hardest part of being in a polycule in the Midwest is explaining to your dad that you are just bisexual and not all the way gay.
That would be a difficult part.
My favorite thing we know about his dad, other than that he was a baker, is that he made fun of Aaron when this all happened and said, "You'll be married again by Christmas."
Yes.
And like that. I didn't think he'd be married by Christmas just because he wasn't going to be done with the legal stuff.
Yeah.
But by this Christmas, 50-50.
They could be engaged now.
Right.
It's very possible.
No, he couldn't keep his mouth. He can't keep his mouth shut.
That's true.
About his personal life. That's one of his biggest problems. Is like for a guy who claims that like the internet is separate than his personal life, there's no one whose personal life is more entangled with the internet. Even people want to shit all over Nick Rekieta. Fine. You don't hear from Kayla. We don't know what's going on in their life. He doesn't bring his personal life to the internet. Aaron can't tell you about going shopping or getting a tire change without bringing it to the show like it's a topic. It like he has nothing.
He eats at a restaurant called Pasta Buckets.
No, he doesn't.
Bring that up.
That was a mistake. He doesn't. But we like that there is a place called that.
He said that I picked on him. He's just sad. He's sad that when the drugs ran out, his side piece left him.
Oh, okay. A couple
it's
things.
Your
here.
wife. It
yeah,
was
so,
your wife.
Yeah, you're right. Yes.
His side piece means you've given up. He's trying to pretend like that never happened.
A couple things here. He's saying the reason why he's sad is because Aaron picks on him, which I guarantee is not causing anyone to be sad in this world. And then the second thing is like, oh, the drugs ran out and then April left. No, April left months after that.
Yeah, there were still drugs.
But whether there were drugs or not, like after the arrest, I would assume he wasn't going out and buying a bunch of blow after that. I wouldn't personally.
Have it delivered.
April was still there. I mean, there's photographic evidence of it.
And they were having like very, very explicit sexual tete-a-tetes back and forth on Twitter. Like,
yes.
Graphic.
Yeah, I forgot how weird that got for a while.
He's just so sad. He really is insecure about the about Aaron being let's just say a bit more physically capable than he is. He really wishes he's on that little mouse thing where he's like, I could beat him up, you know.
Okay, so I watched this interview he did with Camelot, or it wasn't an interview, just on there for Camelot's birthday stream, and they were talking about the potential of them boxing, and Nick comes out and he goes, "Well, look, I don't think I'm going to beat a guy whose hobby is boxing. My hobby isn't boxing. I don't think I could do that." He goes, "But it's not until May. I heard about this in January when he challenged us. I could have started getting into shape. I used to do MMA." I probably could have gotten up to a point where I'm as good as a guy who does it one day a week.
Right. If Rekieta went, he doesn't have a job. So if Rekieta went and just gymmed with a boxing trainer for a couple hours every other day,
right,
you could get up to speed with where Aaron's at.
Yes.
Like Aaron's a 0-2 boxer. I think I could get there tomorrow. I could lose 2 fights tomorrow.
I don't know if you saw this, but I did a thing on, I think it was on WATP. We had a guy who went to the February 22nd boxing match, and he reported back to me. He sent me some photos and stuff. I'm sure you heard all about the happenings of that.
I didn't. I just know Aaron wasn't there.
So Aaron did not show up. He didn't support the team or anything like that. It's amazing how that's all he was talking about for weeks. And then the week leading up to that, not a word, and then he's not there, and we haven't heard anything about it since then.
The day before, he said, I'm going there early tomorrow to help set up and give the guys some pointers.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
He lied.
Yeah.
He didn't go. But the takeaway from that experience for this guy who went to it, he said, it's amazing how hard everyone fought in their boxing matches. All of them went the distance except for one, and it just shows you how little Aaron takes this seriously, that he got TKO'd in the first round of that match that he had. Like, that's not a thing that happens at this level of boxing. It shouldn't.
It's almost like everything he is. And Cardiff's kids, please get on this post. This is an oil painting if I've ever seen one. A husband, a father, a boxer, a radio man, a dog owner. He's not 100% in any of those categories.
Right.
For a guy who goes on and on about making fun of other people for not having children, both you and I, Carl, who, it's nobody's business, but we can't have kids.
Well, yeah, I mean, being with another man as you were talking about something else.
Yeah, sorry. No, I just meant because I pull out.
You're right.
But,
I prefer coming out the tits is my problem.
But he's not a father. He's not a full-time father. He never talked about his children until Nick had his children taken away.
Right.
And he had to step up and take April's place as the primary caregiver in that household. We know for a fact April did all the chores. We know for a fact that April ran those kids around, picked them up, and dropped them off. We know for a fact that April cooked the meals.
Mowed the lawn.
April tucked them in. We heard about that back when he had his children proposed to her.
Right.
He went upstairs and she was downstairs getting the little one fed for supper and then going to take him upstairs and get him cleaned up for bed. She was a live-in nanny well before she got to the Rekietas. And so fatherhood, a husband, we know he wasn't a great husband. We watched how he treated her on air. This dog owner thing he's on now. Everything he does is fake. He's not 100%. He's not a golfer. He's not a boxer. He's not a coach. He's not like everything he says, he's half-assing.
And he thinks that no one else has hobbies.
Yeah.
Which is the strangest thing to me. He thinks that everybody else is on Discord 24/7. He's the only one who goes to the gym once a week.
Right.
Okay.
There was something. Sure. Yeah.
There was something in our chat, in our private chat the other week, I don't know, a week or a month ago or something, where we share like little nuances of our personal lives that never make it to air or whatever. And is the cheese. I was like smoking cheese, and you were like, this would be an hour segment if it was Aaron Imholt. It's like, we don't just because we don't come on and tell you every one of our hobbies or things we do every day doesn't mean we're not doing anything. It's so insane. We just don't think it's content.
We just don't think it's interesting. Right. We know that all of you also have lives and do shit.
I assume you eat cheese.
Right.
So
I assume everyone watching this has hobbies and interests outside of steel toe and podcasting. I imagine.
If I discover a new apple that I want to share with the world, I'll bring it to you. But other than that,
I am going to see Hannibal Buress tonight. I'll report back to you on how.
Oh,
that
you didn't
goes.
even tell us.
Mouse thing where he's like, I could beat him up, I could beat him up. Sure. Yes, of course, sweetie. Yes. Because you're a big boy. You're a big boy who's just a little sad. You're just a sad big boy. And you can beat up anybody. Your mommy.
I mean, if you're an Aaron fan, do you enjoy this type of content? This is the most obnoxious version of anyone on YouTube.
It feels frantic to me. This feels so like there's no other way to take this other than a man having a complete it's just insane. It's a collapse.
It's not. He thinks that he's owning Nick with this. That's the crazy part about it.
Yeah,
I told you so. So yeah, I heard about it. JH, it was very funny. Look, when someone who doesn't like you is breaking down, losing it, and obsessed over you, great piece of advice here. Keep letting them. And how embarrassing, like it's Camelot's birthday. And he's like, do I have to hear about this retard from this other retard again? Is this really what we're going to do?
So he didn't see it. He said he didn't see it. He said he heard about it. And now he's giving us the play-by-play of what how Camelot was responding to this.
Hold on. Bye, babe. Oh, you're not.
Is that your wife that came in the room?
It's a deep cut.
Yeah,
I don't know if you caught Aaron this
I
week,
did.
but Slam Piece comes down to tell him goodbye for work, and he goes,
Yep.
oh, bye, babe. Sorry,
So
I had to
weird.
throw that in.
He's become so obsessed, he doesn't even know what's going on in pop culture. Like, he doesn't know how to turn a phrase, tell a joke, throw a quip.
This is a guy who didn't see the thing that he's talking about.
By the
Someone
way,
told him about it.
this is my number one thing about all these fucking insecure fucks. I don't care if you have a falling out with somebody. If you've ever put someone forward, Josh Denny and I came up because Chad was dragging him into some stuff.
Yeah.
I have never once, now like Josh Denny or hate Josh Denny, I've never once come on and go, he's not funny, he sucks.
Right.
I think Josh is funny. I do. I don't watch a lot of his stuff now. I don't know what he's up to. I had him on my show a lot because we worked well together, and he cracks me the fuck up. I've never said that, even when we had a falling out, and it would be it'd be such a lie, and I'd look like a fraud if I came out and said he's not funny. Now here he is going, Nick Rekieta can't tell a joke. He's never made a quip. He's not funny. You let him headline an event of yours. You put him up as the headliner, and he had never done comedy in his life. And that's what you think of your production and show.
But wait, hold on, though.
You
hold
thought
on.
he was funny, but you thought he was funny then.
Patrick, after the headlining show where Nick went up, I'm sure that Aaron went on his show the next Monday and said, wow, Nick really bombed. He's terrible.
It was great and awesome.
Wait,
and
what?
Amazing.
Oh, weird, because now he's saying just the opposite of that.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
almost
So,
like it's based on friendship, whether or not he thinks you're talented or funny.
Right. I got when Mike Calta did this to me. Mike Calta used to come on my podcast when he was off the radio for a while. He used to have me on his radio show. I used to do comedy shows that he promoted and hosted in conjunction with the Improv and stuff like that.
No one told me there was going to be boasting.
All during that time, I was a hilarious, funny comedian, Patrick Melton. The minute we had a falling out, oh, that guy sucks. He's not funny. It's like it makes you look stupid.
Yeah, you lose credibility.
Else looks stupid.
You lose credibility with your audience when you do that.
It's the same with April. When you told us she was an amazing broadcaster, no one could, like professional broadcasters couldn't hold a candle to her. Yep. And we were like, I'm pretty sure she spray painted valves. And then she's gone. And it's like, yeah, those shows with April did suck.
Yeah. Now we can start doing the show the way I want to do it again. Well, I thought that was the best version of Steel Toe ever.
There was a fantasy early on where he had this dream. He's like, April's going to get a job at a radio station, and I'm going to get a job at a different radio station. We're actually going to be competing morning drive shows. That's how good we are. That we can like double dip.
Could you imagine April hosting a morning drive show? That'd be awesome.
Now it's just like it's Nick's side piece with the smelly pussy. That's
right.
This would be like Rob Saw calling his ex-wife his cousin's wife. It's like
and the side piece that left him because he ran out of drugs is the way that he's explaining this now, when it's pretty obvious that April was in love with Nick.
Right.
It's pretty obvious.
And the burn, he thinks it's a real burn to be like your side piece left you. It's like I'm pretty sure that Nick has stated that he needed to focus on his family, and in order to do that, he had to cut ties with all that stuff, and that's why it's kind of sad.
Could you imagine like in The Sopranos or something, like they all got side pieces and they're goofing on the guy. He's like, your side piece is no longer around. It's like, yeah, I know I'm married. I can't keep this going forever, obviously.
Aaron wants to pretend like there aren't shows where he's literally telling April to come home on the show. Come home.
Well, not to mention that letter that we found out about that he wrote
to
April. So pathetic.
Whip out there. Nothing. So it's got to be very difficult for him to watch me just kind of go on with a show, which is what we're doing now. I tell all these guys. I warned them all. Like, Will Herron's going through. Everybody hates Will Herron now.
Everybody hates Will Herron. No one knows who Will Herron is. I mean, I like Will Herron, but
the problem most
what world does he live in? Everybody hates Will Herron now. What? I'm not following something that I guess I'm not following this closely enough.
A lot of the listeners get in this mindset too, where they go like, you're sweeping for Nick, or you're making excuses for Nick because you hate Aaron. The truth is, I'm not. My needle doesn't move. I'm not in love with Nick. You assume that we're all like, Nick's perfect and we're in love with Nick. We're just here in the middle. Right. I don't feel it like this when you miss a goal, and I don't feel it like that when you make a goal. It's just keep it steady right here. Nick, I've said it from the beginning. Nick may turn out to be the most giant piece of shit ever. And I understand that the people in his community are upset that he betrayed them, was trying to be this Christian trad dad, and it turned out he had this secret life and all this stuff. Yeah, but why do you care? Why are you so upset about that? Why are you so invested in
Patrick, what did Will Herron do though? That's what I'm lost on.
Will Herron asked a question in his chat about court. And he
right. Okay, I remember that. Yes, and he goes, "We're not talking about that." Wasn't that in a membership only show?
Yes, and that was a turning point. And that's when he's just like, "Will, you need to fucking check yourself. You're getting too involved in all this stuff." And it's like, meanwhile, when he would have that girl who would go sit in all of Nick's court cases, he couldn't stop being there at the teat for all those drips. So like,
okay.
My advice would be, don't feel any of it too much. Just like, again,
so when he says everyone hates,
I'm not real. Don't feel it.
So when he says everyone hates Will Herron now, Will Herron did absolutely nothing, is what you're telling me. There's no reason to hate Will Herron.
Will's been look.
Okay.
Will's clearly was on Aaron's side for a long time, and he loved all of that shit. And now he's pissed. But that's what happens when you like keep putting your eggs in baskets. Like, hold your eggs. Don't worry. Don't be giving out your eggs. Just chill.
I told Will, I go, dude, you have a real news job. Don't get involved in this stupid shit.
Oh, good career advice from Aaron Imholt, the man who was fired from radio, kicked off of Twitch, got his account suspended on YouTube recently, and he's giving career advice to Will Herron, what he should do. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Do your clips. I know all.
Go ahead.
Is Will a weather guy or a news guy? Because he's been saying he's a weather-man.
Oh, I've seen some of Will's segments. I think it's news. I think he's like
I thought it was sports
reporter. I mean,
he was like
dude,
at
local
the Super
news.
Bowl.
Local news has gotten to the point now where you probably have to wear a bunch of hats.
They're like a Swiss Army knife.
I would imagine it. On-air talent has to talk about
weather news. Okay.
Yeah,
because okay, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
All people in traditional media want to be cool podcasters. They think it's great until like a real podcaster tells them, dude, your traditional media job is pretty cushy.
Wow.
That's
Will Herron is a clipper as far as I know. I know he's done shows and things like that, but I think he's mostly known for doing clip stuff.
Well,
he's trying to, but I love that.
He does do like streams where he talks to the camera and has people on. And so,
I love what Aaron just said here. He just gave himself so much credit. Listen to this.
All people in traditional media want to be cool podcasters. They think it's great until like a real podcaster tells them, dude, your traditional media job is Pretty cushy. There's very little accountability. You'll be all right.
What's
Until
interesting
a
about
professional podcaster tells them. So he put Will Herron in his place. And Will's like, okay, I guess I got to listen to Aaron.
Aaron wants to get back on radio. He views,
Right.
again, it's not a secret. Aaron's making 80, 100 grand a year doing this. Like we can do the math. At least if the donations are real.
Right.
He and I've said this about Chad Zumach. They both moved to Shreveport or Paducah tomorrow to do for a $28,000 a year job on the air because of the prestige of that. Because of the anybody who's a successful podcaster, you couldn't pay me to take a $28,000 a year radio job where I have to be in a place at a time and every morning get up and do the like how about you, Carl? Would you 6 a.m. Would you like to wake up every morning at 6 a.m. and go into Rochester and be on an AM station for 28K? Would you?
No, of course not. It doesn't make any fucking sense that anyone would do that. The reason why I'm doing this now is because I don't have to work my 9-to-5 job anymore. It's amazing.
Right. But it's it's telling that he's like looking at these guys with these media jobs and going like, you don't know how good you have it. You don't know how good you have it.
Which is
I would
also
kill
crazy.
to be back where you are.
Right, which is also crazy because I worked for the newspaper back in the day, and I know a lot of people who worked in radio and TV.
About boasting?
What's that?
What'd you say about boasting earlier?
Oh, I know. Watch out, guys. But these jobs are not fun jobs because your industry is failing and you're constantly worried about losing your job. So the fact that Will Herron or any of these guys would be like, oh, let me try to do a side thing and try to build up this thing so that when my main thing goes away, I have another thing to do. And Aaron's going, yeah, but I'm a pro podcaster. And I told him, nah, dude, don't do that. Just work your cushy local news job in New Orleans.
Right.
Okay. Good
also,
advice.
every radio guy want a podcast. Every radio guy wants to be a podcaster, and every podcaster wants to be a radio guy. This is like,
I know it's
weird,
weird,
just happy with where they're at.
Yeah, right.
It's involved now. Everybody thinks he's a stinking drunk. They think he's what do they call it, a sweeper or whatever. I warn all these guys. I end up being right, and they all get mad at me.
Whoa. Is he still talking about Will? He said Will's a stinky drunk.
Yes.
So he throws this stuff out there and acts like, a lot of people are saying this thing. It's like, no, you just said that. I don't know what anyone else is saying, but I know what you just said.
I'm calling it right now. And Moody's in the chat makes a great point. He's threatening Will. This is just like Scott. It's a dog whistle for people to go after Will.
Yep.
And all these, him trying to get people to go after Scott in the gym, him trying to get people to focus on my dog and the costume, whatever it is, he's got real shit coming. He's got real shit on the table. The clock is ticking.
Yep.
And he's trying to get people to stop asking questions and talk about it. I'm totally convinced that all this is to get heat off of him. Like, his shit's getting very real. That's why he won't talk about it anymore.
It's why he won't talk about it, and he snapped at Will Herron for even bringing it up, something that he's talked about numerous times on his show and now is off limits.
Imagine being mad at Will Herron. What did Will Herron do to anybody? Clip stuff?
That's why I set it up with like, are people mad at Will Herron? Like, what did he ever do to anyone? I that's why he's like, oh, everyone's turning on Will Herron. I'm like, they are? I haven't seen any of this. Okay.
You can't help it. I'm just a pretty boy eating soup by the window during a snowstorm. That's it.
Is that a phrase that I don't know? What does that mean?
Just play it again.
Yep.
He says he's a pretty boy eating soup by the window during a snowstorm.
I'm just a pretty boy eating soup by the window during a snowstorm. That's it.
I think he had soup recently. And I'm not even,
it was snowing out.
I'm not even kidding you. You know that's what it is.
Because what the fuck kind of phrase was that? And didn't he in the same clip say that Nick Rekieta doesn't even know phrases or something?
I think he was sitting in a bay window or something, having some soup. And like breaking down the floor. Wives say little cute dumb things all the time.
Sure.
Sometimes I'll just be sitting there working on something. My wife will come in and be like, look at my handsome boy doing his whatever, like just whatever it is. I think she made him some soup. He was downstairs going like, whoa, it's really coming down out there like an autistic kid.
Yep.
And she goes, I'm going to bring my pretty boy some soup in the window. And he's like, oh, that's me. I'm a pretty boy. There's something real to that 100%. There's that happened. I'm telling you.
All right. Now that that's in everybody's head, let's watch that again.
I'm just a pretty boy eating soup by the window during a snowstorm.
Yes, you are, Aaron. Yes, you are. Who's a pretty boy eating their soup?
Who ate all this soup? You did. You did.
I keep saying the internet isn't real, and people get, Aaron, something that hurts my reality. It's not a reality. Once again, internet isn't real. Wow, she was really nice to me online. I can't believe she took all my money. Because the niceness wasn't real.
Wow, I sent a naked photo of a chick on my show on the internet, and now I have court coming up in a couple of months.
A very
that's
real
real
judge in a very real courthouse says that what you
seems
did
pretty real to me.
on
Yeah,
the internet was a very real crime.
I guess the thing that I hate about Aaron talking about the internet is that he uses the word the internet. It doesn't. That word doesn't really mean anything.
It's ubiquitous,
right?
The internet has never been more real life.
Correct.
We're all connected at all times to everything. You're driving and you get a text or a DM and it pops up. You're watching television and you get notifications for things on your smart TV. I never touch grass if that means not being connected to the internet, unless I'm going I'm driving to an area with no signal.
My friends and I, when we get together and hang out, we can't laugh about Aaron's crooked penis. I have to do that in my text thread with my friends who are all over the world.
I have to open a browser. I have to open a browser to talk about the internet. You got to be connected.
It's all, everybody is being a character that they wish they could be in real life, but they don't have the balls to be.
By
in
the way,
real life, Patrick Melton.
Can I use it as an excuse if I get drug in for hacking his Google account? Can I go, Your Honor, I believe that was online.
Yeah, it's the internet, which is not real.
I don't think that was real. Like
that's a good point.
By his own definition of it, it can't hurt him because it's on the internet.
Who cares what thread he was reading before he jerked off to cuck porn? It's on the internet. Yeah, what's the difference?
That they wish they could be in real life, but they don't have the balls to be. In real life, Patrick Melton dresses his little puppy up like a Martini. And he takes his puppy on play dates for hours because he has no life because he spends too much time on the internet.
Well, how do you know about all of that, Aaron? Is it from the internet? Is that who told you that?
He's not a tough guy who brings it to you. He's a bitch. The internet is not real. The real world is real. By the way, somebody sent me a message yesterday and said Patrick was blowing a gasket again because I talked about his puppy. It's okay. You're not a tough guy. You're a puppy guy. You dress your puppy up.
Look at that puppy right there. Come on.
Her.
Who's she does look upset about this.
Are you okay?
Are they making fun of my guy right now?
Yeah. It's rough.
It's not cool.
It's a rough life.
For Halloween guy. It's okay to be that. Don't worry. Your audience isn't going to give a shit that you're a giant pussy who dresses his puppy up. They're not there for you anyway. Don't delude yourself. All
right. So the audience doesn't care, but I do. I don't know that we can hang out anymore if you're a giant pussy who dresses their dog up for Halloween. I don't know, man.
It should be mentioned that
that's too much for me.
He has still not provided any proof that I dress my dog up. But
we're getting to that.
He has come out and said that I've admitted it.
Yes, I did hear that. Yep, we're getting to that. In fact, let me finish up this clip. We'll get caught up on some chatters and things, and then we got to get right into his big win from this morning, Doggate. We got to get there.
To thinking they're doing this for you. They're doing this for me. They hate me, which, love it. They're not going to look at, they already know you're a fat, dumb pussy. They're using you as a conduit to me.
That's true.
Don't ever dilute yourself.
No. He knows. We remind him every day in the thread, you fat, dumb pussy. And he goes, oh, hey, guys. He knows.
Into thinking that this was ever about you. This is between me and them. You shut the fuck up and just play the clip, retard. But he goes and he dresses.
God damn, he's owning you. Now I see why everyone was seething over this clip so much. First, he was owning Nick. Now he's owning you and telling you the internet isn't real, which is like destroying your whole world. Damn.
I don't look.
This puppy up.
If the internet isn't real, but he constantly mentions that everyone on Kiwi Farms is mad at me, does that cancel each other out?
Yes. Yes.
He's
When
always like,
he reads
dude,
Kiwi Farms every morning.
Everyone on Reddit has your number. It's like, that's not real, right?
Right, yeah. Who
The
cares?
internet.
Up. And somebody sent me a thing where they go, he was losing his mind and melting down about the puppy thing. And then he played a clip.
Somebody sent me a thing that said he was losing his mind and melting down about the puppy thing. So now that Aaron has said that, it's true. It's similar to fractional banking. He just wished money into existence. It's just
Well,
now it's
also,
there.
someone just Googled Martini dog and sent him a picture, and he believed that too. So,
Correct.
like, it's all,
Yeah.
This is a fake belief about a fake thing he believed.
And this is something that is every person I've ever covered that we've covered over and over again because they're so ridiculous does this thing where they get people to tell them information. And because they want to believe it, they not only believe it, they report on it as if they gotcha. I've seen Opie do it. I've seen Stuttering John do it. I've seen Chad Zumach do it. Most of it's coming from Cardiff. Most of the fake information they're getting is coming directly from Cardiff sock accounts, and they can't stop themselves from reporting on it on their shows, then being proven that they're idiots.
Clip of you, and you started showing the pictures, and he immediately shut the clip down, turned all red face, moved on, didn't mention it.
I wanted to ask you about this because I watch your show pretty regularly. Was there a moment where you were showing a clip and a photo of your dog came up and you like panicked and pulled it down and was all red face? I couldn't find it. I was looking for it.
So the 3 other pictures he's talking about is not a dog in a costume. They
Correct.
are pictures of my dog.
Yeah, it's you with your dog and your dog with
By the way, they're pictures
with her
I
buddy.
put on Reddit.
Right.
Where do you think you got pictures of my dog?
Right. You posted them on the internet
Right.
because you like your dog. You
I
think
love
she's
my dog.
cute. Yes.
I love my dog.
Right.
She's a good girl.
You mentioned that many times. Yes.
So like this only Chad and Aaron think they have spies on my Reddit. And their phones are full of screenshots, and it's like you can just we've captured them on the Reddit. You can just come show
Yeah.
the Reddit. You can literally show the Reddit on your show. Like,
I mean,
no, he doesn't know who the spies are. And then when we locked it down because we were getting a bunch of spam, and we made people put their phone numbers in, he's like, he thought that would keep my guys out. They just put their phone numbers in. It's like, oh fuck, we didn't think of it. Like, I don't know. I deserve smarter enemies. Like, this is so
Right.
retarded.
This is exactly what we started off the show talking about. This is exactly what Chad did on his show this week, where he found my Carl Heberger YouTube page that I used to post all my band stuff on. And, you know, there's videos of the Isotopes and a bunch of other bands that I've been in. And Chad's sitting there going, oh my gosh, look, it only has this many views. Oh, I'm outing him for this page. It's like, yeah, it's not hidden. I know I can find it. When I go and chat in people's chat rooms, that's my YouTube handle.
He found me proposing to my wife on a video on my
Right.
Melton YouTube channel. I was
Yeah,
like, look,
you posted it.
look what we got a hold of. It's like, how would you do that? Who do you think put it
Ladies
out?
and gentlemen, making Melton feel got him.
Oh, blatant ripoff right there. Cease and desist.
I'm hating it.
Yeah. Aaron, until you get a stinger, I don't want to hear it.
It's actually too easy, though. I shouldn't celebrate. I mean, really, it's like dunking on a retard.
Okay.
That's my wife.
That's fucked up that you would say that. All right, let's do this. Let's get caught up on the chat, and then we're going to get into the dog stuff because Patrick's got a lot of explaining to do as far as I'm concerned. Starting with a peg leg, $5 says, wouldn't it be correct to say that the ST show, the Steel Toe show, was a better program with April? He had 2 good months without her. It's time to add Slam Piece. It was definitely a better show with April. Wouldn't you agree?
April was the highest IQ host he's ever had, co-host he's ever had. And what I've said it about all his co-hosts, it's like, I imagine the smartest guys he's ever had on were Adrian Washington, and the guys like I never really knew they were gone before that.
A man once seethed with great greed at another man's prosperous seed. He fumed and he glared. In his envy, he stared, wishing his own button would succeed. As it were, if you will.
I'm so sorry to cut you off with that.
Imholt Limericks. That should be a coffee table book.
That's good. That's good.
No, I forget what I was even saying. I don't even know.
I can't say what I want to say because I can't threaten violence. I only know violence.
I think that's our first Lisa Boswell on here. We got a bunch of new voices. Thanks to Moody for getting that put together for us. And that is Lisa Boswell, who does like to threaten violence quite a bit. Rocco Orby 2002 says, of St. Cloud's population of 70,000, how many do you think sport toe gear? Well, how many have $50 gift cards to Stoney's is the real question. Half?
How many of these what do you think the ratio that gets redeemed of these gift cards is? Like he's mailing them to Canadian fans and stuff. It's like,
do they even go out though? Because we've seen the shows where he goes, oh, so-and-so's not going to use theirs. So I have another one to sell for $20. Don't you think he probably afterwards negotiates with the guys? Like, are you actually going to use this? No, okay, I'm not going to send it out to you then. He doesn't even send them out.
Tells Cheetos like, you don't mind if I print 7,000 this month, do you? Nobody's coming in to get like because he's lost All Care Towing, he's lost Midland Armory.
Yep.
And I remember a couple months ago he was talking about how he was running around all afternoon visiting some new sponsors. Vape Shop Benny was coming back.
That's right. Yeah.
And he was going to bring Benny on the show.
And now guys, if they come on, I can lower the goal to 348 instead of 350, which will help you guys out a lot. So he's wheeling and dealing. Coach of Coach's Ghost of Mr. P. Moody is I don't know if I could say that word on this show. Jenny showed those tomatoes. I looked up to you, says, breaking news per Cardiff Electric. There were 0 calls to dispatch police to Chad Street yesterday afternoon. Thank you. Of course
you could very easily find that out. And I imagine it's not like waiting for body cam footage or anything. There's probably a blotter that like has the rundown of all the calls for the day. Like, easily findable. And
if it's someone's going to find it, Cardiff's going to find it. So I'm going to go ahead and say Chad was lying about that. Because he hasn't done a stunt like that in a while. He's probably feeling like, I got to do something.
To be fair, you did just say most of the bullshit in this universe comes from Cardiff Electric. So
when it's not out of Cardiff's mouth, when he's got a sock account saying it, that's when he's feeding people all the nonsense. W-Man $5 says, do you guys think Opie will ever turn things around and do something the audience likes?
He's obsessed with Opie. He used to be Opie's clipper, and he's like, come on, man, he can turn it around. He's empty. There's nothing there. I mean, I don't know.
No, it's better than that. It's better than that. Opie has worked so hard in the past couple of months to take Stuttering John's place. He's turning into Stuttering John, and he's throwing everything at the wall. He's trying everything he can do. You should see his TikTok channel. It's like,
oh, I don't care about TikTok. We're not even using TikTok.
No, he is, though. He's doing Joe Rogan reactions and showing clips from his Opie Unleashed channel and then showing clips from his podcast with Ron the Waiter.
I'm so jealous of Anthony being back on radio. Go screw.
I love Opie right now. It's my favorite version of him so far.
I just love that toddler voice.
Yes.
He does for everything.
It's great. Luckily, I've never found you funny, Patrick. Well, that works out well. Dang Lizard €5 says, that sounded like Aaron literally believes the internet isn't real. Like it doesn't exist and conversations don't happen if they're on the internet. He's confused. Listen, you think you're confused. He's confused. He doesn't know what he thinks.
That's why I think that, you remember that letter that he said his daughter wrote him?
Oh, yeah.
Daddy, could you please stay off internet? You get sad when you're on internet. It makes me think, there's no 10-year-old who thinks of the internet like that.
Correct.
These kids are born using iPads and programming. Like,
it's
the internet is tied into their daily life. And as a matter of fact, if you ask them to choose between real life and the internet, it would get real Ready Player One real quick.
Yes.
They'd all just be in rooms with headsets on.
They pretty much are now, especially during the pandemic when they have to go to school. Like that's all it was, their entire existence.
So we're supposed to believe that your daughter wrote like, stay off internet. We like it when you're not on internet.
Right.
It's like, that doesn't mean anything to a 10-year-old liar.
Right. And a 10-year-old just wants to stare at their iPad and not have dad bother them.
Right.
Jim Larison, $10. Check that puppy's fur for coke. Yeah, we should probably get it tested.
She's white. You would never know.
That's true. That's why you did that. Brian Johnson coming in.
Patrick, I use your computer car to dress the puppy up like roadkill. Come quick, he doesn't look so good.
Use your computer car to dress up the puppy like roadkill. Well done, Brian. I love it. Anonymous $10 says, Aaron only has a few fans, which are very low IQ. There is no person with some sense that watches him and not see that this dude is manic and very angry. I see this dude in a future crime episode. That's interesting. What do you think? Do you think that Aaron will ever snap or break and do something irrational?
I don't think, I was thinking about SP.
Yeah.
And what kind of woman she must be, because we don't really know her personality. We've seen some photos of her. We know she has a job. She's a career woman. Ashley was he used to drag Ashley onto his real radio show all the time, and they would have this dynamic where like he would talk crap about his wife, and she would call in and be like, kind of put the foot down. She kind of like talked tough to Aaron, and I think that's what made Aaron kind of grow tired of her. Like she pushed back too much. And we saw when he brought April around that she was more malleable. He could hold her down a little bit. We saw him be passive aggressive to her and put her down and
he
scold
loves
her for doing radio wrong when
he
she would
loves
bring up the wrong
fans
stuff.
turned co-hosts, because that was Matt too.
Right.
So and he would always be talking down to Matt just like April.
And he met Johnny at an open mic, and I imagine there were funnier people there, because how could there not be? But he saw a crippled man that he could. I don't want to say hold down or manipulate, but he saw someone that he knew wouldn't get over him.
Yes.
And that's what he liked. He likes to bring people on who won't outshine him. And if you're smart, you don't really care about, you want to bring funny people on your show. You want to bring talented people on your show. You want to bring people with good insights on your show. I enjoy listening to Adam Bush on your show because he does have this, I don't know, unique outsider perspective to a lot of this stuff. He analyzes stuff very well. He presents it very well. He makes his points very coherently. I love that. And I doubt when you get done with a show, you go like, God, I wish Adam would lay back a little bit and let me get some of those swings.
Right.
It's like, why? As a co-host, I'd love to sit back and let someone else just run it. Like,
yes,
I'm not worried. I know I'm funny. Am I the funniest person in the world? Am I worried about being the funniest person on the screen at all times? No, but I know I'm funny, so I don't really worry about it.
Yeah, you want to surround yourself with talent. I've always said I want to have the shittiest house on the street. That means I'm on a really nice street. I want to be the worst musician in my band. That means I'm in a really good band.
Right.
That's what you want. People who want to be around people that they think they're better than are, well, they obviously lack confidence.
Right. I there's no world where I'd be like, I'm going to give Johnny a spot on my show 3 times a week.
Right.
Like the super tip AIs are better. Like the fans
he
are
pays
funnier.
them, and he pays them for some reason too. Like, what a waste of time that is.
Also, you said he likes to get fans as co-hosts, but never funny ones. Again, like Little Lemmy is 10 times funnier than Johnny.
Yeah,
but he would never pick a good funny fan. He'll bring Stevie Lou on. He'll bring
he never someone with a backbone. No, that's very true. He doesn't want someone who will stand up to them.
Right.
Because that would fuck everything up. All right, a couple more super tips, supertip.gg/WATP.
I'd love to get my lady hands on that move-breasted excuse for a man. I'll whip him 9 ways to Sunday. And I'm a lady. I am, really.
Thank you, Ace. I love Lisa's voice. It's just a little too fast, but Moody says there's nothing that you can do about that, unfortunately. Another slow wife coming in.
A tiny noodle man full of spite would seethe and project day and night. He'd rant at poor Melton, then lick up milk that's been dealt on, and calm down by the end of the bite.
I like slow life with the limericks too.
Limericks only, please. For the rest of the show.
That's fantastic. Aaron Pigtail Peener says, put Haley on super tip, just change Lisa Boswell pick.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pretty Antisocial.
That'll work. W-Man $5 says, I dropped off working for and even watching Opie in April of last year. Can't help but think of him as a user. Oh, W man, you got to come on WATP. I have a lot of questions for you. Can you email me WATPshow at Gmail? Yeah, no, I assume he is. I don't have confrontations with people on my show.
When I first met him, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about his attitude about him now. Maybe he's just obsessed because he worked for him a little bit. But you're right. He probably has some particular insight with.
Yeah. I want to know what kind of instructions he got or direction. And I'd love to know what he did to build up the channel. But yeah, WTPshow at gmail.com. Reach out if you want to come on and talk to us. I'd love to talk to you. It'd be great. All right. Let's get into the what happened. This was the
Dog
big
Day
news.
Afternoon.
This is the Dog Day Afternoon segment of the show. We've been teasing it all day. You've been patiently watching and supporting the show. We've almost hit the goal. It's amazing. I don't have to beg in the last 5 minutes, I don't think. I think we're in pretty good shape.
Once a week.
By the way, I was just thinking about that. Could you imagine if I was actually doing math this whole time and trying to figure out how much money we made?
And then did you see the clip of him last week admit he's not good at math?
Yes.
He's like, I'm not really good at math. It's
we noticed.
That's why you perform calculations on the fly all day long, your entire show. Like,
he's converting things from gross to net and then adding them together and then talking about how much time is left, how much money is needed, and how much money he's going to need.
You know what? Twice a week if you count Wednesday. There's usually 1 or 2 morning shows where the goal's easy every week. So we'll say 3 days a week. I get to come on here and just bullshit and pontificate and just do my show.
Who is he fooling with this? I mean, every episode, he has to beg for money. He has to remind people he needs money.
That's
every
why I think
episode.
he's just gone full burn it down. Like,
yeah, he's just living in his own reality.
I say that all the time, but like,
he's just living in his own reality.
It's never going to end. It's never going to end.
Point.
He can just convince himself he's awesome all day long.
It's pretty incredible. This is what he says. And I have a lot of stuff like him trying to get to the goal on Monday. That would have been a So Thorough Joe Burrow video. I want to get to that if we can. But like he missed by a lot and he was defeated and there was a problem. And for him to come on the next day and say he's killing it, it's a perfect week. And then later in the week he's killing it, it's a perfect, everything's a perfect week.
Monday morning he misses the goal. Tuesday morning he says we still got a perfect week going.
Yes.
Tuesday he misses the goal.
Yep.
And then today, another 4th perfect week in a row for the toe.
It's bizarre.
Like, I think because he used to get called out when he used to keep track of the streak.
Mm-hmm.
Like once you put that up on the board, like your total, you can start to see when you have cracks. So now he just gaslights people. He comes on at the end of the week and goes, another perfect week. Don't ask too many questions. Let's
4 in a row. Here we go.
Don't look at
like half the week is spent doing it radio style. The other half of the week is, hey brother, can you spare a dime? It's we're getting there. We're getting there.
So what's radio style? What half the week we do it radio style, half the week it's tough to hit the goals.
He literally is saying 50% of his show is content and the other 50% is begging for money, which I mean, if you watch Jerry's Kids telethons, the content ratio is better than that.
Yes.
So this is out of his mouth. He's like, half the time I get to be radio guy, and then half the time I'm begging for money. Like, that's not a good formula right there.
Also, it's all the time you're begging for money. There's never we should set. I'm gonna watch a whole show of his one day, and we'll reset a timer.
No, you won't. I dare you to, motherfucker. I dare you.
Reset a timer, and
you know what? Honestly, I just thought of something. I do this show called The Creep Off. My buddy Vinny Paulino. We'll be doing it at Hackamania, hackamania.com. Promo code WTP, 10% off your tickets. We'll be there May 9th through 11th. But I do the show called The Creep Off, and we have a contest, and people vote on our website, and then when somebody loses a round, they have to spin the wheel of consequences. My current consequence, I just got my chest waxed. That was annoying. My current consequence is I have to watch The Joker 2 3 times in a row while live streaming. That's going to suck. But I think sitting down and watching a full 4.5 hour episode of Steel Toe in real time could be a consequence. I don't know anyone who's ever done it. I don't know if it's possible.
Oh, I used to do it back when this all started. When he would do the thing where he's like, dude, we do a morning show. Like, you wish you could do this. My whole goal when I found Toe was like, I made myself ill, Carl, setting an alarm at 2 a.m. here.
Yes.
To get up and simul stream when he streamed. And I said, I'll stop when we pass him in views just to show him how easy it is. And then we did that, and I stopped torturing myself and making myself wake up at that hour, because that's not why you work for yourself. It's
Right.
to set an alarm at 4 a.m.
Very true.
And yeah, we used to watch the entire shows, but I'd love to know how long he can go max without bringing up the goal. Like, I want to set timers.
Oh, that's a good call.
Like,
Yeah.
it
Yes. Yeah.
resets every
How
time
long?
he-
Right. Every time he brings up Venmo, Streamlabs, PayPal. Yeah. That's interesting. What would be your over under on that? How
I mean,
long would he
can't
go?
go more than 10 minutes if he's deep in a segment, maybe. But
Okay.
I mean, real media player is proven. Some days,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
2 hours of the 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about the goal.
It's crazy.
4 perfect weeks in a row. 4 perfect weeks in a row.
I think Moody brought this up, but what the fuck does he know? He's an idiot. As Aaron has told me, he's a dumb guy. But Moody brought up the word perfect means something. So a perfect game in baseball, a thing that Moody is very familiar with, is when you have 0 hits and 0 walks. No one gets on base. There's just 27 outs. 27 batters,
Flawless.
27 outs.
Flawless.
Perfect game. Can't do better than that. Every guy that came to the plate was out.
A perfect game in bowling. 300.
Yep. Every single time you roll, all the pins go down.
An objective score.
Every time.
And you actually have to roll more. You have to actually roll more
Yeah.
than you would normally roll in a regular game if you weren't bowling a perfect game. Anybody knows about bowling gets it. But like,
Yes.
yeah, they have objective meanings to the word perfect.
Perfect. Yes, it means something. Mr. Perfect. Okay, that's not a good example. But Aaron
Kurt
is sitting
Hennig.
here.
I used to work for him.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's Kurt Hennig. Yeah. I used to do all his web stuff.
Okay. Remind me that when we're in Vegas hanging out with you, because I want to watch Vinny and you talk about Mr. Perfect. I want to make sure that's a thing.
He was a nut.
I believe it. In Aaron's mind, he missed the goal by $65 on Monday. And then Nick the Milkman came to save the day with a PayPal in the afternoon or something. And now it's a perfect week. I feel like maybe you left the bases loaded and you got out of the inning, but that wasn't perfect. Like, yeah, you got out of the inning. Good for you. But the bases were loaded. And, if the guy hadn't missed on that slider over the plate.
If it's still an open chapter and you can hit the goal later and it count towards being perfect, then you shouldn't sign off without doing overtime and tell everybody you missed. I guess it wasn't a good show. All right, we failed today. The losers get a win. Well, if you announce the onions get a win, the haters get a win, we lost today, we didn't do it today, and then come back tomorrow and goes, remember yesterday when we did it? Oh, you guys didn't see it, but later on we totally won. It's like, well, there's a clip of you announcing you lost and other people won. So like, that's not how anything
pathetically
works.
too. Yeah, like really upset about it.
That's not how anything works. You can't announce that. Like, nobody's ever good game, and then come back tomorrow and go.
Did the Bills win the Super Bowl this year?
Yeah, we came to the field after the game was over and we kicked several field goals.
Right.
And actually,
okay.
Sometimes it's a little messy getting there. JJHMU says half the week is set. No, it's not. You can't do one day. That's what I always say. People are like, oh, yeah, well, some days it gets really hard for you to do the goal. Yeah, you couldn't do a show.
This is a weird flex right here. He starts telling people they can't do shows. And meanwhile, there are more successful podcasters. You pointed this out about Chad this week. All Chad does is talk about people who are way more successful than he is at what he's trying to do and saying they suck and they don't know what they're doing. And this is Aaron staring directly at us into the camera right here and saying we couldn't do what he does. We do it better. A lot of people do. Oh, you know what? That's the crazy thing about the internet.
if I counted my money live on air, it would hurt. It would hurt you.
A lot of people can do this better than Aaron, and people didn't even know that until the internet because you had to get on the airwaves somehow to show that. This is a weird flex he's got going.
It gets really hard for you to do the goal. Yeah, you couldn't do a show. Like, the fact that I'm even in a...
But by the way, this is the definition of cope. When he says that other people are coping, this is what coping is. Oh yeah, I made a fool of myself this week. Well, you would be even worse if you tried to do it. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, talk about coping. I think he's starting to call everyone an alcoholic now.
Yeah, he did just call Will Herron an alcoholic.
And Nick and stuff. Well, there was a show this week, and I didn't see it, but people were talking about it.
I have a clip Wednesday evening.
He said that if you went and got all the alcohol in his house, it would be like 4 beers. And then later that night, he was talking about how he has bottles of Woodford Reserve.
Yeah, he was drinking a cocktail. He took a straight whiskey. Yeah, right.
So it's like, so
whoops. I guess he made a trip to the liquor store in the afternoon. Okay.
In a position where I'm like, today's going to be close. Suck it. Suck it. I'm sorry. But it's so many rungs above the ladder from you. Your unhappiness is not my burden. Don't make it so. Find your own way in life, child.
Who would want to be talked to like this? And this is the thing that I don't understand about Aaron's current strategy, where he's owning all the haters. Again, most of the people he assumes are fans of his who are watching the show. Who would want to hear a guy talk to them like this?
Right.
Bunch of people triggered as fuck in our YouTube comments yesterday because I pointed something out about their hero. They didn't like it. They thought that he was telling the truth. I'm like, I've been telling you for 2 years that guy's a lying sack of shit.
Hold on.
Okay, he's talking
just
about
as
you.
a testament to what I was saying earlier about letting yourself get carried away in either direction with any of us.
Yes.
He thinks my fans think I'm their hero.
Right, yes. Because that's what he wants to think. He wants to think that his viewers. Yeah, that's retarded.
And like, again, do I think that people who watch my show enjoy it? Yes, I would hope so. Do I think Tiff thinks I'm her hero?
I've talked to a lot of viewers and listeners at live events, and they all have very nice things to say, and I really appreciate it, and I love talking to them. No one has ever used the word hero. Never once has someone used the word hero when meeting me or talking to me about the show or how they found us.
Something I've called out about Mike David fans for a long time. They all call him like their king and stuff. And I'm just like, it's not a good way to be. We're all just guys in a box for a couple hours, watch it, laugh, and again, go touch grass and get off the internet.
Yeah, probably good advice.
And now he's lying about it. Patrick's lying about a dog he's triggered by. And they're like, no, Patrick showed it. And I'm like, yeah. And then he cut it off before. No, he showed the picture. I'm like, I showed 4 pictures. And we talked about it for a while. He cut it off, got red-faced, and got mad. And they're like, go find your episode and show me where it is. I'm like, just because you're triggered and I've smacked your boy around again.
If a clip existed, where I cut a clip off.
Yep. This would be a perfect time to show it.
Red-faced and embarrassed.
Yes, this would be a great time to show what you're talking about.
Ran away mad.
This would be an amazing thing because I looked for it. When he was describing this, I'm like, where is this? I don't know where this is. I would love to see this, Aaron. I mean, just play it.
Yeah, he takes 50 hours a week, can't do it. I take 5 minutes, strafing him, and he loses his mind. I'm like, that's not my responsibility to do your homework. Go find.
Yeah, he did burn you pretty good this week, actually, Patrick.
My dog asked to be dropped off at the Humane Society. He's like, I don't even want to be here anymore.
Did bitch, or don't cry to me. It is fun. I wish. Look, it's a flaw of mine. It's a personality flaw. I wish I didn't have it. I wish that kind of stuff didn't.
Oh no,
she left.
We've upset her.
Give me enjoyment, but there is a perverse part of me that goes, watching these people go insane because of you feels good. I mean, when Melton does it, it doesn't feel good because that's just, people write to me and they're like, yeah, he melted down over something you said about him today again.
People write to me and they say, yeah, he melted down again over something you said. Aaron, do you not know how stupid that sounds? When all you do is report, and we're going to show an example of this coming up, that Aaron is a gullible retard who falls for anything that he wants to believe. And he comes on and he doesn't say, I saw a clip or there she is. He doesn't say, oh man, you are going to get pwned by Aaron next week when he sees this. The people are going to tell him about this too. He doesn't realize how stupid that sounds. He didn't see the clip, but he got a note from somebody who said this thing happened. Yeah. You know who else gets notes about things? Chad Zumach and Stuttering John and Kevin Brennan. Everyone's sending them all sorts of information to see if they'll fall for it and talk about it on their shows.
And I'm like, I'm not even trying to. It's so easy. He's the most sensitive of that whole group. So that one's not very difficult.
Right.
But it's when the other ones come to me, like the actual people who all they're doing is watching. They're not invested at all. But I've gotten them so invested in me that they come to me to let me know how bad I've made them feel. That part I should stop enjoying. That is a fault. That is a personality flaw. I should stop. But I think they're upset that they have to come to me to have any kind of voice, that otherwise I won't hear them.
We're upset.
I don't even have a comment for this. It's just making shit up and declaring victory. It's so stupid. Patrick, you talk about this on your show. We all get tons of emails and correspondence and DMs, and people on our Patreon are reaching out, and we're talking to people all the time. I never report it as, oh man, I got to know from someone who's like so upset with me because I fucking owned Opie.
By the way,
man, can't take it.
Good and bad.
Right. Like, of course.
Death threats, all this stuff. Chad thinks it's like novel to get a death threat. First of all, no one believes you. No one believes you got a death threat.
No.
But like, yeah, I get angry emails and texts and happy emails and good feeling emails. Someone will reach out and say like, man, your show got me through this difficult thing that I'm going through with my family. I get people from stationed in the Middle East. Your shows make me laugh while I'm stuck over here away from my family, whatever. It's nobody's business most of the time. And like, I'll write back to them, and then I don't even mention it to anybody. I just carry on with my life. And like,
but imagine, so that happens to you and me, and I imagine most of the people in this world in our positions, which is great. I love the feedback. I try to write back to everyone who writes to me, but I don't bring it up as show fodder. Aaron's taking it to the next level. He's making shit up. That people are reaching out to him being like, oh, Aaron, you make me so upset and angry. I just can't take it anymore. I'm seething over here.
But he never shows it. They're talking about me. They're doing this stuff. They never show it. Same with Chad. It's how I know none of it's real. Yep. Like, I got a death threat. Oh, yeah? Show it. I don't have to fucking jump through your hoops. And then he'll go, remember when I was at the airport and you all said I got tackled? And it's like, well, because you into the stream abruptly and then tweeted out, not coming, long story.
Right.
You perpetuate the lies and they get mad when people believe it. That's insane.
Could you imagine if I came on this show and I went, dude, Pony Power 2 sent me a Rekieta shaped Baldo? And he'd be like, no, he didn't. I'm like, no, he did. Anyway, moving on. No, I show it, motherfucker. There it is, baby.
That looks painful, honestly. Like,
I
if it was just the gel part, I could see it, but it's got the hard plastic white inner piece.
Honestly,
what is that?
Jenny Jiggles is still crying upstairs. I don't recommend trying to use this thing.
Oh my God, what did she
It's
do?
not good.
Which hole did she?
It's none of your business, motherfucker.
I'm asking for the ghost of Mr. P.
Love it. And between the stuff I tell you that I'm going to do and then I do it, at some point you're just going to have to start believing me. Whether you love me, whether you hate me, you're going to have to go, guy never lies. He always nails it. The predictions always come true. Oh, God, if I gave you a prediction on something.
The guy never lies. Do we have to go through the list? I mean, I could list so many things right now. It's the reason why I stopped enjoying Aaron's show or being on his side of things when I found out he was lying about everything.
They all said I was going to jail. They all said I was going to prison 6 months ago. It's like, but then, where's that energy? Where's that energy now?
Another Chad Zumach parallel where Chad is now just like, you guys can trust me. I don't lie. I give you the straight up facts. TM Zumach. Meanwhile, when his show got canceled in AC, he immediately said it was because of me and Patrick Melton. Not because the owner's wife said, no, we're not doing a ticketed event the night before the Super Bowl and the second day they were open. That's what really happened.
And there's people who still don't understand the reason I invited both these guys to do Hackamania is because they both said he's a pedophile and I'll never work with him. And I wanted to show how desperate they are for gigs. I hear that Chad and Ray are working on putting a tour together, the Cleveland Middle tour. So. They want to do shows. It's like, you guys couldn't raise enough money for plane tickets on your own. Like, just the two of you doing a show couldn't raise enough money for your transportation to do a show. So like, it's wild that all they do is make fun of each other. Most of Chad's content is making fun of Ray, but every time Chad's throwing an event or trying to throw an event, he asks Ray to be on it.
Right. And without Kevin making fun of both of them, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Something that we've been talking about this week privately. Oh, some of you have been hinging your hopes on something, and if like news gets out, like I know the news, and then you'll know it a few weeks down the road, but there might be a fleeting moment where I go, that's kind of fun. But I'll let you figure that one out on your own. McBuster.
Brilliant broadcasting, by the way.
Now that has to he's either talking about the safe sport thing or jail.
Okay.
Right? So
I don't know. Why would I know? Dude, Patrick, this is the worst form of broadcasting. Guys, I know a thing that's going to happen, and holy shit, sometimes I chuckle to myself. You might catch me doing it, but I can't tell you. But then don't bring it up, asshole. Who cares?
He's the only guy in the world who could go, I'm a coach. We go, no, you're not.
Yep.
He goes, oh, yeah, well, I'll become a coach.
Yep.
Takes the test to be a coach, fails a background test, tells us it'll be resolved in 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 2 months later, it's still not resolved.
Correct.
He goes in for his exit interview, which is not what it was at all. It was just an interview.
An exit interview is when you're leaving a company, but go ahead.
And now they're going to make a decision in a couple weeks. So he's saying a couple weeks we'll know what he knows.
Yes.
Let's say he's fully reinstated and they are going to ignore the pending felony charge.
Who would give a fuck?
Happening.
Why would we
Only
care?
he could spin that into a win.
Right.
Remember when I said I was a coach and then you guys found out I wasn't, so I tried to become a coach and then they said you can't be a coach, and then I said, well, I will be in 2 days, but then it took 2.5 months and then I finally did get to be a coach. I told you guys I'm a winner. What?
Remember I told you guys to go after my gym and the owner of the gym and bring it. You guys got nothing, and then the owner of the gym had to spend hours responding to every single Google review on his Google page.
And
remember that? I win again.
2 weeks in a row now, no sight of Herron on the Thursday night streams down at the gym.
Yep.
It seems like Scott has told Herron, do not come to events, do not come to the gym until this is resolved.
Yes.
I don't need this shit. Because where's his Thursday night coaching? Again, it's all gone away.
It's all, yeah.
And if Will Herron asks about it, now Will Herron's got to go touch grass.
And this is what's crazy. Again, talking about the steel toe fan who watches every morning or evening or both and is paying attention to this stuff just through him. All he was talking about was boxing for a month and a half. And he's bragging about it, and he's showing the clips of him boxing and doing all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, you can't talk about it. He had an event coming up. He doesn't talk about it.
The minute there was a live stream where Scott slipped up and said he's been coaching,
yep.
Since then, it's been radio silence. We can't talk about this anymore because something happened.
All right, hold on. We got to get to this. This is the most,
dog. Yes.
I didn't think we were going to be an hour and 47 minutes into the show. I meant to do this way sooner. Here we go.
Sir, I have seen the Bed Monkey episodes. Make no mistake, that's him. Dressing his puppy up, taking his puppy on play dates, doing Bed Monkey. That's who he really is.
Yep.
All of his wanting to be me, that's a character.
And you don't lie, Aaron, so this must be true.
Wishes he could do a show like this. He tried.
Where's all the me wanting to be him? What does that even?
Oh, no, he's going to explain that you wish you could do a show like he does, where you beg for money and then embarrass yourself if you don't get the money that you want.
Not getting it, right.
Right.
Puppy on play dates, doing Bed Monkey. That's who he really is. All of his wanting to be me, that's a character. He wishes he could do a show like this. He tried. He got 30 viewers. He wants to be what I am. He wants to do the kind of show I do every day. He can't, so he has to watch. Those who can do, those who can't watch others. Yeah, Veldrain says, dressing your dog for pictures at the park, that is literally what it does. Yes, it is. But I think
he just called you gay. Damn, dude.
That was a gay F slur there?
Yeah, dude. He just called you gay.
Do they not know what literally means? Like dressing your dog up at a park is literally what gays do.
Well, what I love about this is just to circle back to some of the point that we made way earlier in the show, is that for months you were a child molester, and you had sexually assaulted his daughter, and now you're a gay F slur, which is just as bad, if not worse, according to Steel Toe War. I didn't realize that was such a crazy thing.
This guy sexually assaulted my daughter and dresses his dog up. Slow down. Which one of these do you want to report first?
On one hand, he said, On one hand, he said, "It's not my dog. That's not my dog," and then took it off the screen. Didn't show the other pictures I showed because that's.
I could see you doing that too, like panicking and be like, "That's not my dog. Get it off the screen,
I'm
Moody."
If anybody knows anything about me and Stuttering John, we're always putting up things we didn't mean to put up.
Yes,
I've
panicking.
I've built a system here where I can accidentally show stuff. That's what I've built.
It's not my dog, even though the other picture is him clearly in the park with the dog petting him.
Wait. So Aaron's got this proven because there can't be two dogs that look similar, I would imagine, right?
No, every golden doodle is bespoke.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah,
they're like.
He didn't show you that one because he doesn't tell you the truth. And I don't mind. He shouldn't tell you guys the truth. Those of you who like him, he shouldn't tell you the truth. And you're so obsessed with me, you will believe anything he says. So if I were him, I'd lie to you like he does too. But on one hand, he said, "It's not my dog. I don't know what Aaron's talking about." And then on the other hand, he goes, "No, I put the dog in the Martini outfit because he had a cone on and I thought it fit." And it's like, which one is it? Because you don't.
I don't remember.
First of all, it's
that.
a she. Don't misgender my dog.
I don't remember you saying that you put your dog into a
on.
Martini outfit.
I thought it wouldn't fit, so I put the Martini.
Did someone tell him that you did that?
Someone sent him that picture and told him it's my dog.
Yeah,
but I
You don't do that to strangers' dogs. Which one is it? Is it not your dog? Or is it your dog and you dressed it up and you got him? Someone says show all the pictures. Well, wait a minute. If that's not his dog, then who's that?
Okay, so that is your dog?
That's my dog. I don't see a costume. This is, I think he's mashed up concepts in his own head.
Yes.
So like, the problem with this photo is it's just me and my dog. Where's the costume?
Okay.
No one.
He's hold on. He's getting there. He's getting there. Hold on.
No one's saying I don't have a dog. That's
Right.
not the argument.
Okay. Well, hold on. He's getting there. Let's see.
Wait a minute. I thought it wasn't his dog. Wait a minute.
So now he's changed the entire argument that you're saying you don't own a dog.
Of course. Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, gotcha." Okay. Nope. He's talked about his dog a lot. We know it's his dog. Okay.
He didn't show this one. Wait a minute. Did he show wait a minute. If that's not his dog, why is he with him again at a puppy play date in the park?
Oh my! If that isn't evidence, I don't know what is. Right there.
So again,
Look
this
at that.
isn't a park. This is a cabin on Lake Tahoe that I went to vacation last year. And again, where's the costume? That was the entire argument is he dresses his dog up.
I would argue that if you brought your dog with you on vacation and there were other dogs there, that you're a pretty good dog owner.
Right. We went and stayed at a cabin for a week in Lake Tahoe, and we brought our dog because the woods and hiking and trails and
seems
swimming.
like
By the way,
a
my
good
dog
thing
never
to
gets to swim. I live in Nevada, so she loves to swim. She loves the lake. And my friend, who we were staying with, has a golden doodle the same age, and they thick as thieves playing. Oh, fuck.
Wow, what a gotcha. What a gotcha, Patrick. Well, you got more to answer to. Hold on. We're not there yet.
Wait a minute. He didn't show this one and address it. So he just walks around following this other person's dog around? I mean, that's actually weirder. I would just admit it's my dog and stop being such a about it.
Wow. What is going on? Aaron, you're
this is what I'm talking about. This energy is insane.
What is going on right now?
Even if it was the park, okay, I took my dog to a park.
I don't understand how a photo of two dogs next to each other with a ball looking up at their owner is a gotcha for anyone.
Where's the costume?
Instead of going, no, you don't understand, guys. I really am a big tough guy. That's not my dog. I just follow it around constantly. Okay. You're trying to get back your reputation that Red Bar stole from you. But both Red Bar and I have exposed you.
Oh, I love when he puts himself in the same category as Mike David. He's like, well, you know, me and Mike David and what we do. Mike David doesn't like you, Aaron. I guarantee you that.
And now you're cursed to just watch me or have no viewership. And the only people who watch you are the kind of men who obsess about another man endlessly. But he's such a sweet boy. And then, of course, look at the costume Patrick put on his puppy. Oh, shit. He dresses him up. Oh. And then there's the...
Dude, that's embarrassing.
Hold on, go back to that.
Yeah.
You know me, I don't want it up for long.
Oh, my gosh. Look at that.
So he said he's in all the photos. Now, there's one.
I only saw the one.
Now, in the only one where a dog is dressed up, and again, a reverse Google image search will bring that up to, just Google Martini dog. My dog was born in December of 2020.
Guys,
And you will see posts.
This is why Aaron is such a moron, because he wouldn't do this work. This is how easy this is. I did a reverse Google search on this dog to find that this dog is on Pinterest and Doggy Grub and Facebook and Pinterest a bunch more. And these are going back some 9 years ago. This dog is dead. This dog in this photo right here has moved on to doggy heaven. This was 9 years ago.
Oh God. Yep. So that's
fucking idiot.
And second of all, if I did, first of all, I think that's a pretty creative costume. I'd never
It's
seen
fun.
that.
I don't mind it.
I'm
not mad about it.
If it was all true and this is what you have, it's like, okay, well, 2 of your wives say you abuse them and
there's no court documents about you dressing up your dog.
And you eat cum and you have to go to court in 2 months for a felony revenge porn thing. It's like, I'll take the dog one. Can I take the dog one? If I have to pick a guy to be, can I be the guy who...
But what's crazy is that this was Aaron's big win for the week, his big gotcha. He was ramping up to this. He couldn't wait to expose that, like, here's the proof I have. Here's a photo with Patrick and his dog. Here's a photo with Patrick's dog and another dog. And then here's this costume. And you're like, Aaron, do you want to check your sources a little bit before you jump up and down in excitement like you're Tom Cruise on Oprah's couch?
Mashing those 2 photos together to create this reality of like, oh, it's not his dog. Well, here he is with a dog, and here's another dog that looks like it. I think it's his dog.
I think it's settled. Settled science, they call it.
As I said in Dumb and Dumber, do you think there's a chance they made 2 that look the same? Do you think there's
oh man
tonight?
This happened this morning, right? The video we were just watching of Aaron.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's when I saw the clip. So yeah.
No, it was on his Rumble Friday show. So he's all excited. He's like, "Oh, this is this big gotcha."
And again, the same thing about the goal. Everyone knows that's not my dog. Everyone knows it's not my dog.
Yeah.
Aaron knows it's not my dog.
Does he?
Because I know he's watched the clips.
Okay.
He's watched the clips because he said I did something in a clip that I didn't do. So I assume he watched the clip and he lied about its reality. Do you feel better?
Right.
This is the component I don't get. The lying and saying it's a perfect week. Well, everyone who watches your show knows it's not a perfect week. Everyone who watches the show knows it's not Melton's dog. Everyone who watches the show knows everyone's doing better than you in every component of life. Are you feeling better pulling this wool over your eyes every day? Like that's the actual psycho part to me.
Yeah.
If that can make you feel better by going, no, that is his dog. You can have it. You take it.
Okay. So he's doing this. I thought for sure he thought this was real. You're telling me that what's making him happy is the percentage of his audience that doesn't know, whatever percentage that is, whether it's 80% or 2%, who are just watching Aaron and just believe everything he says. He's excited about that.
Well, yeah, because I tweeted it out yesterday. There's a comment. He was arguing with somebody on YouTube when someone said, Melton, that's not Melton's dog. You can even Google and see how old that photo is.
Yeah.
He wrote, oh, did Melton tell you that? Sorry, you believe that. He's in the photo and he admitted it's his dog.
Oh, wow.
He wrote that. It is official.
He just said that
comment.
He just said that on the clip that we watched too.
Right.
I think people are sending him things saying, "Oh, I just watched Melton. He admitted that's his dog," and he goes, "Oh, that's true." Then I think people are still fucking with Aaron to the point where he can't figure out what reality is.
People on the Discord are even like, he can't even Photoshop you into the picture. They're like putting me peeking around the wall behind the Martini.
Right.
That's funny.
Have some fun with it, right?
Funny,
yeah.
But he's not creative enough to even do that.
It's hilarious. Let me get caught up. You guys are being very generous on the super tip system. supertip.gg/WATP. Do you like that I call it a system, the super tip system?
Sure. Platform,
okay.
Whatever.
Platform. I don't know. You tell me.
We're in the process right now of coming up with a name for the company. We've decided like Super Tip isn't going to be the company name. Like that's a product of the company. So we're like, we're banding around. I'm not gonna say any of the names because you guys will.
Oh, I
steal
got an
the
idea
names.
for you. How
Yeah,
about Suable Inc? How about that? What do you think?
Doable.
Suable.
Sue me, I dare you, LLC.
Lawsuit coming, LLC. Anonymous $5 says Aaron should do food reviews with fellow cuck Bubba. Oh my gosh. I showed on WATS last night, Bubba doing a Taco Bell food review.
How dare you? He's our newest super tip.
I know.
First terrestrial radio man using super tip.
We're all excited about it, but holy shit, what is Bubba doing?
We're all excited.
What is Bubba doing? He's eating these new steak slider things from
I didn't
Taco
see
Bell.
this. I gotta watch the clip.
Oh, it's ridiculous because all he's doing is showing the receipt and how expensive it was. He's like, dude, this was $9.11. He just keeps complaining about the price. Everything he eats, he's like, this is delicious. This is delicious. This is delicious. Like, but look at how expensive it was. I'm like, it was less than $10 for your order.
To be fair, you used to be able to like go through a drive-through with a 20 and pay for all 17 cars behind you.
That was before they made
Taco
sure
Bell.
everyone had to make $15 an hour as a fast food employee.
Right.
People complain about the price of fast food. It's like, yeah, you're the same people who wanted to make $15 an hour.
I don't think that's the reason
It is.
solely, but like it ain't helping for
It's
sure.
not
But
helping.
how it's gone insane. Like I don't even eat a lot of fast food anymore. I know nobody will believe that, but like
Sure.
didn't a McDouble used to be 99 cents? I swear to God, it's $5.39 or something now. It's like, how did you even get there? Like I don't.
There's literally the Applebee's marketing strategy is to say, hey, we're better than fast food and we're priced the same. They have commercials out. They're just like, you know, for $20, you can get this. They show like Arby's or something falling over, or you can get this. They show their like food with sides and being
Somebody
put on a
said that-
plate and shit.
Somebody was saying there's in our Discord was saying there's like a T-Pain meal now at Checkers or Rallies or whatever.
Nice.
And I love that. I love that. Like the world is being like fast food prices are out of control, and they're all like, well, what if we name a meal after a WNBA player? Would you be into it? It's like, so they're spending money on all these marketing deals to make it more. It's like they're so out of touch.
Or maybe it's working. I don't know. People seem to love fast food. Bubba
This
sure
is
does.
sponsored by McDonald's. Head on out today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Ricky Bev coming in.
Patrick, why is Brad sleeping in my nighttime bed?
You got an answer for that?
Just to make sure you don't hurt yourself.
Anonymous.
The dog's there to
coming in.
alert.
Once we reach the goal, I'm off to Stoney's to watch Slam Pig get railed in a restroom stall by strangers, while I sit in a chair and eat corn the long way.
I've never heard that term before. Corn the long way. I like that.
I'm fascinated by Slam Peas. I want to know her personality. I want to know what
other
how
bad decisions she's
going-
made in her life.
how she's co-signing. It's my one question. If I could ask April one question, what was it like to sit beside a man while he just lies and have to sit there? The same thing with Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny won't even look at the camera. He'll put his head down and lean out of the way or get his bong.
His
or like
faces are
roll
getting funnier and funnier when Aaron's begging for the
because
goal.
you can't sit next to a guy while he tells you they're killing it. They're beating everybody in
Yes.
views and money, and it's just like it's so painful to watch.
So stupid.
I had a dog once. It was a Shih Tzu. It bit me. I didn't like that dog. You know what else I hate? Steel toe.
Okay. The dots are helping with the pacing on
That's
Lisa.
true.
It's a good
I'll figure
call.
it out.
A sad man once cried in his wife's arm over spilled milk that caused him alarm. He sobbed and he wept as the seed he swept, and she calmed him with sweet, gentle charm.
Everyone's in on the Limericks game. I love it. Even Beggy Monster.
You guys wait and see. I'll have a perfect 2 days in court come May and go back to knocking out the goal and exposing Patrick's dog.
Yes.
I hope you do, buddy. I'm rooting
Back to
for
the
you.
important stuff.
Yes.
There once was a man called the Toe who lost his wives in radio show. A lawyer with girth showed Mrs. Toe his worth, and Toe licked it off her back like a pro.
Nice. Got her. Getting it out of the action. I love it. Limericks are killing it today.
There was a young man named Holta who begged for the goal like a dolt. His corkscrew-shaped dong was 3 inches long and shot as quick as a gunslinger's colt.
Colin Madden. Fantastic. I guess you got to leave the E off of Imholt to get him to
This
read
is
it
what I'm saying, though.
correctly.
How funny are the fans? And he picks the dumbest, slowest one to be his co-host. It's like,
or even when he reads the chat, like the free chat, he'll read something just like, "Oh, come on, you guys."
It's like Chad will put up like hi. He'll put it up on the screen. He's like, hi.
Oh. When I was researching Aaron's stuff today, I don't know if I have the clip, but he said, maybe I heard it on your show actually, Patrick, where he said, guys, I can't just keep laughing at some of these things that aren't funny. I'm not going to keep selling these chats that you guys send me.
Gay jokes are.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. He's like, guys, I can't sign off on the gay stuff anymore. It's not that funny. It's low hanging fruit. It's too lazy. So he admitted that he just fake laughs at all this shit. As if someone's giving him money or participating in the show, he's just cracking up over it. Oh boy, Brian Johnson's back with more.
I'm seething. A group of ruffians upset my mobile coffee cart and broke my mugs. I gave them what for by sucking their penises dry. They left me with a broken heart and a busted lip.
Brian is sorry for interrupting the show. He's what in the medical field we refer to as high.
I believe it. Thanks, Brian. Good to hear from you, buddy.
There once was a DJ named Mooby, whose tall tales were wild and quite loopy. His wife ran away with a streamer, they say, but he brags, got a slam piece, I'm groovy. Fuck you, Helga.
Holy shit, that's well done.
Also, there was one this week where he said it took him 38 years to find a woman this patient and kind and supportive and stuff. And it's like, did you forget you dated her 6 years ago?
Right. Did she change or did you?
You threw her away because a shiny, hot piece of blonde ass came along. That's a fact.
I wonder if a 28-year-old blonde started hitting on him, that he would find her so patient.
I will pay handily if there is an attractive Minnesotan woman who can get Aaron to come home with her from a bar any night of the week. You don't have to do anything. You just have to, once he's in your house or you're in his house, film him and go, you thought this was gonna just catch him and ruin Slam Beast would probably just stay there. What is her mindset? Did she's run back to this guy and go, nah, now that he's more damaged goods, I'm in.
He's an internet celebrity. He's an e-celeb. What don't you understand about that, Patrick?
He's an C word, but it's not celeb.
When Aaron was talking about not wanting to paint his wall, he said, what if we want to sell the house? I was sour and all that sour.
Thanks, Coach Weekly.
No, he did. That was wild too. Where he's like, I mean, I'm not going to paint the wall or anything because then you got to paint it again if you want to sell the house. It's like, you don't.
You don't.
People sell houses with paint.
People paint houses when they move in all the time. We did it.
Swap out carpet, put in tile. Like that's the time to do it while the house is in.
All the time.
It's very easy. Paint isn't. Look, it's not expensive to get your whole house painted inside, much less one wall in one room.
Right.
You won't do with the kids just one wall in one room. That's not even. It's an hour.
That's why. So Aaron shifts back and forth from being poor and not understanding what it's like to just have money and be able to do what you want to do, and then be like on top of the world and crushing it. Everyone's jealous of him because no one can do what he does, and he's making all the money. Coach
Cigars
Weekly,
and paint.
Coach Weekly again.
Aaron said, what if we want to sell the house? When explaining why he didn't want to paint a wall.
Third marriage coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right.
Yes. What I assume that's soft weekly. What if we want to sell the house? That is very telling.
We know for a fact that April wasn't ever on the house.
Correct.
And she didn't fight for any of it when she left. I guess that's not how Minnesota law works.
She could have fought for ownership of the podcast.
The company. Right.
Yeah. Right.
Which would have been an amazing move if April just had a claim to the takings every week.
That'd be hilarious.
My name is Slam Piece, and I'm an alter in a DID system.
Audiophile America thinks Solar is maybe Slam Piece. It's possible. Solar has a boyfriend now. So, Brian Johnson again.
Can you talk about Arby's and Applebee's again?
I think that's the first ever E-Rock that we had. Very staticky on E-Rock. But thank you, Brian Johnson. You should get stoned and watch this show more often. Seems to be working out well for us. Let's see. Over on the super tip. No, I'm sorry. This is super chats on YouTube. Coach Weekly, $2. I've watched well over 200 full episodes. That's why you are where you are right now. This is not healthy. No one should be watching full episodes of the Steel Toe Morning Show. And look at
for your brain.
Look at I talk about Opie. I talk about Stuttering John regularly. I'm not watching all of Opie's morning live stream. I'm not watching a full episode of Stuttering John show. That's crazy. It's crazy behavior. Don't do that.
Yeah, people get mad when I cover other stuff. I'm like, I'm doing this for all of our good. Like, you can't just spend all your time in Imholtville.
Uh-oh. Rygod says, Big Sauce rules. Aaron hates me now. Yep. It's not good. Dusty, $5 says, I cut grass for a living and still hate Aaron. What am I doing wrong? So wait, you're touching a ton of more grass than most people. Weird.
Maybe he bags it.
Fool me thrice. Fool me thrice, $5. Someone sent me a thing where Melton was doing this thing. He was seething and coping. It seems old Steel Toe broke his heart again. It was really sad. That's verbatim what he says.
Right.
Verbatim. You can swap out a couple of words, but that's what he says.
Yeah, I have a folder full of clips of Aaron doing silly shit.
Yep.
Like, I'll admit that. That's how I just keep my life organized. Where is all this stuff that people send Aaron? The only time I've ever heard Aaron play a clip of mine was when he was like, I got this clip of Melton that's pretty funny. I was laughing pretty hard. And then he played the clip on his phone one day.
There's one other time.
Remember that?
There's one other time he played a clip of you, and I'll tell you what it is.
Oh, boy.
It was a package someone else created of you making jokes about children.
Okay. But then
and
when
he goes, we got you on this one. Had nothing to do with it. Didn't curate it. Didn't do anything. Saw someone else posted it, and then he played it on his show. So he wants to play I Got You clips. He just can't.
And when asked to play that again, because people have asked him to play it again, show it. He's like, we can't show that on here. It's too much.
It's too much.
Again, they're all pieces of shows of mine that are on YouTube, but he can't.
Amy Lynn, member for 9 months, says Chad and Ray would be more like Cleveland's Steamer Tour. Am I right? Mm-hmm. That's not a bad idea. A lot of people suggest to Tom Myers he should just bill himself as the world's worst comic, and he would sell out shows. People would be intrigued by that. And I agree with you on this. The Cleveland Steamer Tour, funny. They're shit.
I would.
They're both shit, so it makes sense.
We've all seen what happens 2 times when Chad tries to throw one show. First of all, he's relegated to inviting enemies to headline it. Gino.
Yep.
Ray. But I would love to see it. I mean, just imagine a tour, them trying to logistically plan a tour.
I'd love it.
I'd pay. How can I donate?
I'd love to see it. Naturally Negative $10 says, I think you two give Steel Toe fans too much credit thinking they're actually allocating brain power to the guy. Just like a generic radio station, he's just white noise for folding laundry. And that's a good point, Naturally Negative, because I was passionate about radio shows, which is why I do what I do now, listening to Howard Stern and Opie and Anthony, and I listen to sports talk and political shows, and what was the late night show with Art Bell?
Coast to Coast.
Coast to Coast. Phenomenal show. Like I would really sit there and listen and understand.
I had no interest in it, but it was fascinating. Yeah, I was driving late at night. It's just like, let's listen to these nuts talk about.
Oh, phenomenal! I
Phil
would
Hendry. I used to listen to Phil Hendry. Was fantastic. Yeah, all that stuff.
And so I don't listen to radio as like a passive, like white noise in the background thing, but a lot of people do.
Sure.
And that is a good point. People are very loyal to their stations. And so I listen to 96.5 in the morning, and the guy I used to listen to is not there anymore, but there's these other chuckle fucks. So I'll listen to these chuckle fucks. Like there's literally, when they swap out shows, the audience doesn't change that much because people are just programmed. Back in the day, things have changed.
It's why they say consistency is so important, because if you quit, if you go away, if you disappear for a while,
people just find something new.
People will find something else, and they might never come back when you come back. And and I don't mean to upset Naturally Negative. I know it's just a couple of N-words, but there's better stuff to listen to when you're folding laundry. I would argue that it's not even background noise. It's literally like listening to Aaron Imholt gives me agita. It's like it gives me panic and anxiety. I'm it's a man like that can't ever get ahead of it. You know what I mean? Like
It's very manic. It's very manic the way he presents himself. It's not comfortable, right? It's never a comfortable show. People say that I yell a lot. I don't think that's true. I think that we do a very calm and cool
You're
show.
a fucking alcoholic. You can't even do a show without having a tap right beside you.
Of course. Aaron Pigtail Peener says, Soft wasn't an alcoholic before becoming a seether. See, this is what he does to people.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you shouldn't do that. Beloved chat are coming in. Painting bedrooms is a birthday thing for Imholtz.
Do you remember that?
No. It's before my time.
It must have been Louis. I don't want to speculate on which child it was, but I think it must have been Louis because he said no, we're letting him paint his room any color he wants for his birthday.
Oh, right.
That was like a birthday present for one of their kids.
The kids don't care about that shit.
Paint is a big deal. And also, again, it's a part-time bedroom. It's like,
right.
These kids do not think of their room at dad's house as their room in any way. It's never been their room. And I pointed out this week, which is a crazy thought experiment, but like, if you think about it, one of his children, he has never had full-time custody of.
Correct.
And the other two, the majority of their lives, he has not been in the picture as a full-time dad. They've literally grown up knowing another man much more than Aaron. Yes. So this concept, again, when he points out people are alcoholics or you don't even have kids, it's all projection of a man wrestling with his own shortcomings. I am a coach. I am a radio man. I am a full-time dad. It's like, you're not any of that. And we know it. We know it. And you know.
There once was a man from St. Cloud who sent his wife off to be plowed. He ate up the white and got high as a kite, as his wife took nicks well endowed.
These are getting better and better.
They're fantastic.
This is great. You know what? The company should be called Limericks, is what the parent company to Super Tip should be.
Aaron thinks that he's good, but he really is not good. He's really bad. My name is Chad. Aaron is not good.
Jason and Messa. That almost is something that, that's perfect.
Can someone send the word? We have a new bit where we send words and chats to Chad that he can't pronounce just to watch what his brain does when it gets to it. And limerick, I think, would be one. I don't think he'd be able to say limerick. Lime Rick? Who's Rick?
You guys fucking with me?
Melton talking about the importance of being consistent. Haka.
Yes. I'm that good though.
Yeah, that's a good point. Who knows when you're ever fucking on?
Do what I say, not what I do. But I'm that good.
So frustrating.
Carl, I'm that good.
So fucking frustrating to find out. I didn't even know if you're live or not. You're always live, but you're never live. It's impossible to figure it out with you.
Consistency is very important, and that's why Patrick is down.
Fuck all of you.
To 2 shows per week at haphazard times.
Thank you, Panhandler. Yes, that is correct.
First of all, if people stop doing chargebacks on their super tips.
Beloved Chair, $3. Painting is a better present than Weird Al tickets. I disagree with that, but I don't know if that was her decision. I think it was more his.
I would enjoy Weird Al.
I might go see him this summer. He's coming around close to where we're going to be.
You got to talk about it on your show?
No, I've seen it before. It's very
Aaron did a segment about buying the tickets.
I know.
It's like, what?
It's so stupid. Speaking of buying tickets, hackamania.com is where you want to go to come see us live in Vegas. Patrick, do you know the lineup to this show? It's incredible.
Yeah, we've got Dr. Steve doing his last ever Weird Medicine Live.
Worth the price of admission right there.
That's what people should come out for.
It's amazing.
If you know Dr. Steve, he's working on this show. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be great. Rocco, OJ, and Cardiff are going to be there. They're planning some spectacular shenanigans for a live Tukey Soup. You're going to be there doing WATP. You're also going to be there with Vinny doing the creep off. Lucy Tightbox is going to be there. Andy's going to be there this year. Producer Chris is going to be there
this year. Yeah,
this year. We were also doing a live This Little Piggy. Nick Rekieta, hopefully, is going to be coming on the show.
Sounds like he's going to be there. Yep.
And we've got Dick and Vito.
Biggest problem in the universe.
Biggest problem in the universe. And just a weekend of fun where we're going out and maybe shooting guns and blowing up a car and flamethrowers and stuff. I think it's gonna be a fun time.
It's gonna be
It's
fun.
all under one roof, all a good time. It's going to be much more relaxed. I'm going to be participating this year and out and about, having fun with the people instead of sitting behind a desk and sweating about everything. We're simplifying everything. And the live stream is going to work.
We'll see. All right. Speaking of live streams, I'm going to be down in Florida with the Uncle Rico Show, WATB, combining together for Dabble House, April 11th through 12th. Go to dabblecon.live. This is real, baby.
Okay.
This is season 2 of the Kate Meany tapes. Are you familiar with this? Okay. Let me just explain real quick, because this is fascinating. I'm so excited.
I had to come save your first DabbleCon with a better tape. Yeah. I don't think anybody wants leftover tape.
It's not leftovers, man. It's not leftovers. Here's the deal. You were at DabbleCon too, and the Uncle Rico Show had the tapes. Kate Meany and John talking on the phone. John flirting with Kate. Very embarrassing stuff. Well, John then reconnected with Kate Meany months later, maybe 9-10 months later, and started up another fling, which led to them hanging out in New York City and John lying about sleeping with her and them making out and all this kind of stuff and him getting his phone stolen. But up until that point, he was having these flirtatious, sexy phone calls with Kate Meany, and he didn't realize that Kate was recording all of them too. So we have season 2 of the Kate Meany tapes. And this time we know that at the end of this, John says they fell in love. John was fooled by this bitch so hard that he swore they fell in love over this time. We'll be revealing those at Dabble House, dabblecon.live.
All right, we're doing Hack House. I'm getting together Hack a House.
I'm in. Let's go.
We'll do it somewhere in the Midwest. We'll do it somewhere really low key and shitty.
Let's play a game called What Won't Carl Say No To? Or what will Carl say no to?
I enjoy all that stuff. I enjoy traveling for a weekend and getting together with friends and laughing. I'm having fun doing all this. Yes. I watch Chad and KB and Aaron. It's again panic, anxiety. It's like Chad bragging about he can do anything he wants. That's why he wears orange shoes. It was one of the most pathetic things I've ever watched in my life. It's like, we can all do what we want. What are you talking about? Except Aaron can't leave the state.
You had a brilliant show when you were breaking down Chad, and he's trying to clown me for being in bands, and he's showing all these clips of me in bands, and then we have go-go dancers. We have all this shit going on. It's like, Chad, we know that you're in your apartment by yourself every day.
Look, I had never seen that because I can't stomach the isotopes like the rest of America. But
of course,
I'm watching this. It's women with choreography, dancing, and coordinated outfits. Say whatever you want about your band. Like, you guys are playing songs. You're all having fun. It's not the worst music in the world. You could definitely.
It's actually quite good. But please go on.
Look, put it on at a party or whatever. You put it on before Point Dabble Point or this Piggy. Sometimes you're capable musicians playing songs and having fun with your friends. Just at a low level description of it, not even qualifying the music. What is he mad about? And again, he's never put on anything with that level of production. I'm watching, there's fog machines. I'm like, you couldn't do this if you tried.
That's my point. I wasn't bringing it up to brag about the isotope surf to have you compliment them. That's not the point.
I wasn't going to let
you. No, I appreciate that. But it's just so funny that, and this is like Chad's MO, is he sits there watching people have more fun than him, be more successful than him, have lives and friends and families, and he goes, this sucks. This guy's fucking sucks.
We did like as if like we have the isotopes come out and like play before the show at Hackamania or something, as if people wouldn't enjoy it. We did a Nobody Likes Onions live in Indianapolis in like 2012 or 13, and we had a ska band that was a fan ska band come out and just play before the show. Yeah. People dig it. Like, of course, everyone's having a
live
good time.
Music.
What are you mad about?
Yeah, people enjoy live music. When the bands are good, it's a fun time.
Yeah. So it's just Chad mad at everyone. Chad needs to bring everyone else down because then maybe he'll look a little taller. But
yeah,
even standing on tippy toes isn't working for that, Chad. So
the one pun says Chad, John, Tom, and Aaron as the host doing comedy on a cruise ship. Call it the Upper Decker Tour. I would do that. I would go to that.
I am working on a Hackamania cruise because people have wanted that, and I think next Hackamania will just have to be a cruise. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll.
I can't tell. I can't tell when you're.
No, I'm being 100% real. I'm being 100% real. Hackamania is a trash event. You know, Chad
Yes.
does this thing where it's like he can't get any real headliners on it, all those context. I wouldn't bug them.
Oh, I
for
know.
this.
What was he saying? Brad Garrett he threw out there. He's just like, he can't get any of these headliners who live in
Brett
Vegas.
Ernst, who's a local I could 100% get
Yeah,
Brett Ernst.
that's
All
the
these guys will
point.
work for $300.
Right,
You
that's
know?
not the
Like,
point.
that's not what we're doing.
He's so stupid. He's like, oh,
Nobody
this guy
knows. Chad would be like, why don't you get Godfrey? It's like, nobody in this world knows Godfrey, and we're selling tickets to this world.
It's Hackamania. It's a bunch of shows that work together and do show, like the audiences overlap.
Right.
Like, what he doesn't understand marketing, he doesn't understand putting on a show.
No.
He literally said, why does he get Brad Garrett?
It's like, what would that do? Imagine, because what would be my goal of doing that? Okay, because all the Dabbleverse would just go, boo, Brad Garrett sucks. And then Brad Garrett fans might buy tickets and come out and be like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
So
They just
how
want to
would-
go see
how would
Brad
it-
Garrett. Right.
Yeah, how would it work?
I don't know why he doesn't get Seinfeld to headline his show. Like, well, that would just be a Seinfeld show then.
Somebody in the chat makes a good point. Chad made fun of me for going to Hawaii, and now I've got Aaron making fun of me for going to Lake Tahoe. I can't win.
You can't win. Coach Weekly, the hot read. All right, let me play these last super tips, then we'll get out of here. Thank you, Patrick, for hanging out so long today.
No, it's been. We
Fucking-
love doing the show.
I love
That's
doing
the
the show.
point.
When Tukey has been busy because Trump's putting people back to work, which I appreciate. And then, of course, Moody is pretending he has a real job, like hanging out in the U.S., pretending he has meetings and stuff to go to.
Yeah, we might be in the same room next Friday. Maybe we'll both be in studio.
That'll be interesting. So I appreciate you soldiering on and doing the show.
Anytime, Carl.
Thanks,
It's a pleasure being your fake friend.
Right back at you, my friend. Hackamania VIP, Tim Bollinger, $5 said, I just found out Rock Bottom Podcast isn't part of Hackamania lineup. I demand a refund. That's the way that we marketed it, is that there will not be Ray DeVito there.
Yes.
So no refund for you.
Yo, Carl. Can I sublet a room in Dabble House so Mrs. C can ply her trade?
Wait, this is in Florida?
It is in Florida, yes.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Oh, because John's in Florida.
Yeah, John's in Florida. I
This
own
is
a
gonna
house
be-
in Florida.
Oh, yeah, you just did.
Florida's a good
Is it
place
at
to
your
go.
house?
It's not at my house.
You weren't going to allow this to happen at your house.
No, fuck no. This is happening at my house.
Fair enough.
Aaron hit the goal today, and Whitey's on the moon. He insists in vain that he's not gay, but Whitey's on the moon. Aaron ate that lawyer's cum and called the cops, then played dumb with Whitey on the moon.
I don't get this one.
You don't know Whitey's on the moon?
No.
It's a great, I don't know if you call it a song or spoken word, but look it up. It's fantastic. Good reference right there. Rygod, Big Sauce, check your text messages.
Okay. Now?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, hold on.
Let's see what he's got for us. Something important, I imagine.
I have a text from Morocco.
Oh, you know what I didn't get to today, but I just want to get your take on it real quick.
Yes.
Did you see Girl Friday posted a video?
Yes, and I've actually reached out to her. She's gonna come on this little Piggy. Sometime.
Oh,
She's
good.
going.
Yeah. I was gonna say it'd be cool to have her on. This was Aaron's attorney sent this in.
Oh yeah, we pointed this out last week.
Oh, you
Moody.
did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because basically it's this cover letter and then just a bunch of attachments of court documents where Aaron's like, I ratted on all these people.
Yeah, my client reports that he gave statements to law enforcement against these parties as part of their prosecutions. And so Aaron and his attorney are panicking about who is getting subpoenaed for his trial.
Yes.
In May.
So it literally says, don't forget, my client ratted out all these people.
Right. He's trying to say that they're not going to be honest because they want revenge. Anyway, if you get a chance, if you haven't watched this video, Toe doesn't understand his case from Girl Friday. Oh, you know what? It's unlisted, but I found it in the Steel Toe Boring Show subreddit. It was posted in there. And the first comment underneath is Rekieta Law. He has no idea how this works. I hope this really goes to trial. I really hope this happens. It's gonna be so fun
because we're gonna have a blast. Like,
yes,
it's gonna be it's gonna be like a Hackamania hangover week.
Yes,
because like fans are coming out, and this is what Rocco sent me. The reason he got mad at Will Herron because the question Will Herron asked in the chat, where he said like, "You got to touch grass, Will. You're getting too much into this drama, and you're getting over your skis." How do you feel about everyone planning to come to the trial? That's what Will Herron asked.
Yes, right.
So, and again, now someone's trying to get me subpoenaed. I'm not involved in the revenge porn case at all. What would I be subpoenaed for? But again, if the court wants to reimburse me for my travel, which I was planning on coming out anyway, I'd love to.
I'll take the stand as well. Yeah. I do enough shows talking about this shit, right? Can I get
I
on
would
there?
literally just get up there. My answer to everything would be hackamania.com. Nobody likes Sonya. Just keep getting that in the court record.
All right, Patrick, we got to get out of here. People should check out NL. Are you doing a show tonight?
Yeah, we'll go early tonight. I owe everybody. Okay. Unless I don't. You know, you can't ever count on me with the consistency. And
what kind of music are we playing tonight? You got
I don't have a theme.
Set list? Okay.
I don't have a theme. Last week we were doing one-hit wonders, and people hated that. And then we did love songs for Valentine's, emo. People didn't like that. You can't make everybody happy.
No, you can't. You should probably play like instrumental rock music. Maybe some
we'll play Isotopes tonight. Are they on Spotify?
Oh yeah, we're all over Spotify. All our albums are up there.
How many plays a month are you pulling down?
I don't know. I don't look at that. Like you said, I don't promote the Isotopes. It's not my main thing. It's just my hobby that I have on the side.
Anyone worried about their numbers is not doing well. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I have no idea.
If you ever do lyrics, will you just be talking about how good your songs are? This is a good one. This is fun. 100 people listen every week on Spot.
That's a good idea, actually. A self-hype band that just talks how awesome they are in every song.
So are you saying
has to exist?
Are you saying you don't want to do a Hackamania cruise? You're not coming on a Hackamania cruise?
I'm all in.
Is that too trashy?
No. I'm all in. I will definitely do that. The Isotopes have done not cruises, but like booze cruise things, where we just get on a boat for 3 hours and perform, people drink. Like, that's fun.
Well, I think it'll be great because we won't have to live stream it. We can just record it.
Right.
So we can put it out later. And then also we could go to like the Bahamas and we could take like a ATV tour on the beach to Addicted to Profit's house. And just see if he has kitchen cabinets. Yeah.
All right, this is actually coming together pretty nicely. I'm in. So throw Joe Burrow $5. Don't forget, Aaron's dog hates him so much it pisses on his bed and shits under his desk. #save Gordy. I don't forget that.
Yeah, he talked about it again this week that Gordy pissed in his bed. That's an unhappy dog. My dog has never
an unhappy
pissed
dog
in the house. My dog has never pissed in my house.
But to do it on the bed is sending a message.
Yeah,
for sure.
Any dog trainer or psychologist, I don't know if there's a dog psychologist. I just made that up. But anybody will tell you that's not a good. They're not happy.
Check out Nobody Likes Onions on their YouTube channel. Subscribe to that and watch the show tonight. When you do so, hit the like button.
Yes, and hit the
Patrick
like button here.
That. And also, feel free to join this channel while you're here. Or if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Hit notifications so you know when we're live, which is pretty consistent, actually. I actually have a schedule.
I know. Carl yelled at me after Hackamania, like, dude, get me a copy of that show. I usually have clips up by now. I'm like, enjoy Vegas, nerd.
I needed to get it up immediately, motherfucker.
How self-important is this guy? He's like, people are going to be clamoring for their WATP clips.
I got to go. Bye. I got to go.
There's a show in town, it's going down. Every week we're back on solid ground. Steel toe slipping, but we're gripping. Got the tea to spill, it's always flipping. From April's scrim to Aaron's glee. Oh, this drama's just a spree. Polydrama, legal trauma. Another win, oh, that's the karma. This little piggy went to YouTube. This little piggy's on Rumble now. This little piggy's begging for dollars. And this little piggy's breaking down loud. Every week when we cabbage flow, tune in for this little piggy show. From revenge porn to felony, it's circus kid can't you see? The toe is bent, the goal is spent, his empire crumbles, all hell sent. April's playlist on repeat, Aaron's lies we can't defeat. The countdown's on, it won't take long to see this piggy squeal his song. This little piggy went to YouTube, this little piggy's on Rumble now. This little piggy's begging for dollars, and this little piggy's breaking down. Wow! Every week we'll recap its flow. Tune in for this little piggy show. Oh, this little piggy ain't missing a thing, just